And we're live. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I changed the title. I'm here now. It's fine. Everything seemed to be in place. Nashkin is one was live. That's me. Ooh. Something. Oh, I need to write myself that I need to do some shit for work. Do shit for work now. Explanation marks. Ooh, okay. Do I need to close any of this? Maybe I need to close this. This is fine. This is fine, 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 fine. Fine, 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 fine. Okay, today I have some art to show that I did. Or I didn't actually did it. It's just a bunch of sketches. Okay, I have this. This is a sketch for for Twitch banner thingy, which I made like 2 months ago and still didn't sit down and actually finish. Just a sketch. I need to fully redraw it in the future. I like the colors and the composition is pretty cool. I mean, not the hair composition. This one kind of sucks. Need to fix it. I don't know. I'm just showing it in stream so I could feel more accountable for my own actions and actually finish all the art that I show. And yesterday I was working on like title card slash logo slash whatever the fuck it's called for Twitch yet again, for Twitch description. And I did not make the progress at all, but I did bunch of funny ones, and here's two of them. Lower ones is pretty cool, but you know, needs a lot of work. Idea is cool, but the actual finish is not that great. Oh, and the first one looks kind of like Kill la Kill title or something. Yet again, kind of looks cool, but I don't think any single one of those is fits for whatever the fuck I need in the end as a finished result. I did much more, but yet again, none of them I fit anything. So I was just having fun to be fair, writing Nyanishka is one of mine weird letters. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Do I need to show something else? I don't remember. Oh, today we're gonna go full on time. Today we're gonna go really long, and then I'm gonna take a break. Okay, so maybe we're gonna go for like 4 hours today or something. We're gonna go for 4 hours, and then my nose is itchy. Hold on, let me let me blow my nose. Sorry, a second. Sorry. So today we're going to go for like 4 hours. Then I stop a stream, and maybe I'm gonna come back in like 3 hours to stream till I fall asleep or something. I don't know. I just can't do one stream. I need to take a break to do work and stuff and chores and shit. So that's that. I feel kind of sleepy, as usual. It's a bad weather today also. And general situation. Ew. Why my water tastes like this? It tastes like metal. Weird. That's the water that we're buying. It's not supposed to taste like metal. Oh, whatever. Oh, look at me. Did I show you this asset before? I don't think so. It's a huge white t-shirt asset. It looks kind of dumb, but you know, it works. And also, I'm immune to this Kinzo expression. Oh! And I also saw this, like, this Kinzo is a fake Kinzo. Right? For sure, this Kinzo, this facial expression is a fake Kinzo and it's just like a metaphor or something. Yeah, it could not be a real Kinzo because we didn't see Kinzo make this expression before. That's for sure, like, not real. Oh, fuck. I forgot that we are on this shit show. Oh, he has a little tail. Typical. Yeah, this is fake Kinzo. Wait, does he look different from a Kinzo on Cuman set? Cuman? She said Cuman? No. They are the same. Right? Yeah, they look the same. Okay. No, I forgot we're in a bad part of umineko. Okay, let's pray it's gonna be good today. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so fun, engaging, and interesting. They're gonna answer all my questions. Probably not. Because it's the arc called question arc, not answers arc. And decide. Ooh. Oh! Yeah, Angie part of the story was interesting. Okay, I remember. Ew, I forgot to stream. I need to actually read and shit. Jesus Christ. Oh, I also found out by watching my own bots on YouTube. By the way, bots are on YouTube. It's in description. The link in the description. Please follow if you give a shit about stuff like that. I watch my own bots on YouTube because I'm insane. I'm an insane person. And I found out that that if my mic making weird sounds, I cannot hear it anymore on my headphones. And before I could hear it on my headphones, which is unfortunate and weird. So if you hear me sounding weird, you should tell me. Ew, I'm also like doing voice acting and shit. Oh my god. Okay, I need like a couple hours to get into it. I am not in my best shape. Sorry. Good news. My ears are blocked again. There is no need for thanks. This is merely an expression of my respect for your wonderful magic and your friend. And now that you have reached this level, it would not be odd for you to graduate from apprentice at any time. Starting today, I shall initiate you in even newer and more fun forms of magic. From this point forwards, you may call yourself Maria, the apprentice witch of origins. Yes. Yes, Maria killed somebody. What is going on here? Oops. Sorry. What's the Witch of Origins? It is a title of a witch who seeks to become a creator. Huh. Right now, you're just an enchanter possessing only enough strength to breathe magical power into the small objects around you. But after 1,000 years of training, it is not unthinkable that you could create not just your own system of magic, but even a galaxy. The talent of a witch of origins is very rare. Even though everyone has it when they are young, no one can continue to hold on to it. This title also proves that you have not lost your untainted heart. Witch's origins! Wow! I'll become one! I am the apprentice of a witch of origins! Do I have to? Do I have to, though? Maria, this is so cool. The witch of origins. Wow. Awesome. Uru. Weird sounds. Okay. Eventually, you would probably be able to call yourself by the title of a full witch, Lady Maria, the Witch of Origins. It may be a good time now to give not only Sakutaro, but you as well, an apprentice fitting for your aunt. Here, I shall give a proper outfit for the one who, while an apprentice, is worthy of calling yourself a witch. Whoa. Maria gets an outfit? When Beata waved the pipe that was her wand, many gold butterflies appeared out of nowhere, grouped around Maria, and granted her a wonderful dress. Oh, she changed appearance and characters. Yes? Oh, she did! Maria, the witch of origin who will live for the next 1,000 years, possesses the motherly magical power to give birth to one from Sea of Zero. At a glance, her magical power is weak, however, Zero will never become anything but a zero. That's some song lyrics, no matter how it is multiplied, but the one she gave birth to will eventually surpass the heavens, protected heavily by Beatrice, who understands her true value. She's in alliance with Beatrice. Who the fuck is this? This is so confusing. What is this? What is this about? Is Maria actually part of a crime? Oh wow! New sprite. Awesome, 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 awesome! So cute, so cute! I want to show this clothes to Mama too. Can I? Is Rosa gonna be Rosa Beatrice? The full dress of a witch must not be shown indiscriminately. Such a thing is worth more if you reserve it for those most grandiose occasions. And then the Great Witch, the Witch's Apprentice, and their new friend Sakutaro had a lively time enjoying their tea together. Is this Angie imagining all of this, or is this actually happen? At some point, timeline is fucked up here. See? Look how happy I am! Oh my god. Sorry. Look how happy I am, and look how fun it is. Why is Angie imagining Maria becoming a witch? Please, don't be afraid of being happy. Becoming happy isn't the same thing as accepting your current misfortune. It means creating a new happiness within your current misfortune. Delusions. That's the magic of delusions. I didn't want to acknowledge my current world. I couldn't abide accepting such an isolated and painful world. That's why, even though I wasn't tranced by your world, Mariana-chan, I couldn't cross the final line. I'll teach you about my magic of origins. No, I taught you before, right? And you used to be able to use it. Did you forget? You were also a witch apprentice, Angie, with your name and entered into marriage sorcery, weren't you? Yes, mirage sorcery. So I was. Mirage sorcery? That takes me back. I also had my name entered in there at one point, didn't I? Another flashback? So we are now in a memory of a flashback of a fantasy? Mirage sorcery. Why are we still on this shit? Please bring me back to normal stuff. Sorry. Yes, I will never forget it. It happened in April of 1987. I received a certain strange request from a friend. A large collection of books, the former possessions of a very rich man, were being sold at auction, and it was though that some of them might have been extremely valuable from an archaeological and folkloristic perspective, as well as in a occult sense, so this friend wanted me to take a private look at their value. 87. Oh, it's a future! What? Are we in the future? Are we in an anxious future? 87, half a year after the crime in Rokijima. Okay, correct. Those books were explained to have escaped the disaster in Rokijima. I was told that the owner on the island, Miss Shiromiya Iwa, had put them in action. For an action. What? Is Rokijima... Oh, so the accident on Rokijima was like a tsunami is destroying the island or something. Huh. Okay. I mean, it's just a theory. Oh my god. I'm sorry, one of those days when you're just yawning and yawning. It's gonna stop soon, I hope. I can't control it. K. Uh-oh, it doesn't help. I'm sorry, my ears are just so fucked right now. I'm trying to unclog them. Oh my god. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It's only... It gets worse. Should we go to WikiHow and try to... unclog my ears again? Drinking water is supposed to help. Hold on. Huh. Whatever. Let's just struggle through it. They appeared to be at a high-class restaurant. Angie and a middle-aged man were sitting across from one another in a pair of secluded and quiet seats. A sakura could be seen by the restaurant's entrance. Sorry. He was probably keeping a lookout for pursuers from the Subadera family. The scholarly seemingly man across from Angie spoke politely but with enthusiasm. He hadn't so much as touched the food in front of him, which communicated effectively the passion with which he was speaking. Really? He was a professor at a certain university, known in particular as an authority on Western folklore. Holy fuck. I'm sorry, just both ears are blocked and I can't hear anything. I can't hear my voice. He was a professor at a certain university, known in particular as an authority on Western folklore. However, among his life works, that was the only one with the most acceptable public face. His true life work was the study of Western occultism, Western magic, alchemy, and all else falling under the umbrella of the occult, as well as demonology. What? I'm having Pablo's dog reflex now for this. What's supposed to... Oh, he's just here. Professor Otsuki. Big Moon. Okay, professor at a certain college, well known for the authority on a study of Western folklore. Also famous as a hobbyist researcher of the Kojima witch legend and as one of the witch hunters. The witch hunt is primarily focused on the straining of occult superstition to explain the truth of the Kojima crime rather than doing so scientifically, and it's dilettantes and enthusiasts of a mystical primarily view it as a type of mental game. Okay, the witch hunt is primarily focused on the straining of occult supervision to explain the truth of a Kojima crime. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get it for the first time. In short, he was one of the people best positioned to understand the details of Kinza's research. First, what I learned by appraising the books was that Mrs. Ushiromiya Iwa has absolutely no education in folkloristics, and that the original owner of the books, Mr. Ushiromiya Kinza, was without doubt one of the top 5 authorities on demonology in Japan. I'm trying to understand if it bothers me that in some places they use like American honorifics, and in some places like Oni-chan and Nana-chan they use Japanese honorifics. Maybe a little bit. I would prefer if you would be consistent with honorifics. Like if you're using English honorifics, just use English honorifics everywhere. Do not put like Japanese here at all. I'm sorry, I'm struggling. On the books, Mr. Shumakinsa was without doubt one of the top 5 authorities on demonology in Japan. April 1987, a major city antique shop came into possession of a large quantity of ancient texts through to have a high historical value. The text has been entrusted to them by Ushiromiya Iwa, who had requested for them to be put up for the auction on her behalf. At the time, everyone thought that Iwa had succeeded the Ushiromiya family and obtained all the wealth for herself as the only survivor. However, at this point, barely half a year had passed since the accident, which was not enough for the rest of the family to be legally declared dead in absentia after given the extraordinary circumstances. Okay, so their bodies was not found? But Island could not disappear because she was found in another mansion, in a Tori whatever mansion. Because of that, Iwa was thought to have been in a very tight spot financially, unable even to collect from her family's life insurance. It seems that she tried to sell everything of value, and even the books kept in Kuvadorian, her location when she escaped harm, became a target of this. And when the authorities in the field gathered at the request of the antique shop to apprise these documents, which were later called the Ushiromiya Library, they were given the shock of their lives. At least speaking from the perspective of occultism, the shock waves that discovery sent through the world were comparable to the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, I'm intrigued, excuse me. It just sounds good. You need to know what it means. The Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls Wikipedia. Also called Qumran Cave Scrolls, are the set of ancient Jewish manuscripts from Second Temple period. Second Temple period is a Jewish history that runs approximately 600 years, during which the Second Temple stood in the city of Jerusalem. I don't know how to say it in English. They were discovered over a period of 10 years between 1946 and 1956 at the Qumran Caves near Ain Feshka in the West Bank, on the northern shore of Dead Sea. Oh, imagine having a sea that's called Dead Sea. Isn't it so cool? Dating from blah 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 to blah blah blah, the Dead Sea Scrolls are considered to be a keystone in the history of archaeology with great historical, religious, and linguistic significance because they include the oldest surviving manuscripts of entire books later included in the biblical canons. Ooh, along with extra biblicals and Deuterono whatever manuscripts that receive evidence of a diversity of religions thought in the late Second Temple Judaism. At the same time, they cast new light at the emergence of Christianity and Rabbinic Judaism. Almost all of the 15,000 scrolls and scroll fragments are held in a shrine of books at the Israel Museum, located in the city of Jerusalem. Let's finish this. Hold on. The Israel government's custody of the Dead Sea Scrolls is disputed by Jordan and the Palestinian Authority on territorial, legal, and humanitarian grounds. They were mostly discarded following the Jordanian annexation of the West Bank and were acquired by Israel after Jordan lost the 1967 Arab-Israel War, which Israel claims are primarily based on historical and religious grounds given the significance of Jewish history and heritage of Judaism. Okay, I'm sorry. Just saying this, free Palestine. Not a laughing matter, but whatever. Many thousands of written fragments have been discovered in the Dead Sea area. They represent the remains of larger manuscripts, damaged by natural causes. Okay, none of this is interest to me. I'm more interested in what actually inside those. Owing to the poor condition of some of the scrolls, scholars have not identified all of their texts, and identified texts fall into three general groups. About 40% are copies of text from Hebrew scriptures. Approximately another 30% are text from Second Temple period that ultimately were not canonized in the Hebrew Bible. I'm sorry, like the Book of Enoch and Book of Jubilees, the Book of Tobit, and the Wisdom, whatever. The remainder, roughly 30%, are sectarian manuscripts of previously unknown documents that shed light on the rules and belief of a particular sect of group within Greater Judaism, like the Community Rule War Scroll, the Pesher of Habakkuk. I'm sorry for mispronouncing everything. And the rule of a blessing. The War Scroll. The War of Sons of Light against the Sons of Darkness, and also known as a War Rule of War, and a War Scroll, is a manual for military organization and strategies that were discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls. That sounds cool as hell. Okay, sorry, that's enough. Okay, so that was some ancient texts that were found from Jerusalem, from ancient texts about Jewish history. That's it. That's cool. That's really cool. That's so cool. I'm sorry, I'm still going through the Wikipedia article. Oh, and they were discovering the caves that they're find those in, like, in time. First one discovered 1946, and the last one was discovered 2017. That's cool. Archaeology is cool. Oh, there's multiple theories about by whom those texts were written. That's cool. So cool. Sometimes you find a topic like this and you kind of want to research into it and read about it, but because I'm so uneducated and don't have a fucking slightest idea about history at all, because the teacher in our school was insane dumb fuck who did not give any fucking piece of knowledge about world history at all. Now I feel so weird, like, even trying to get into this. Oh, there is even some controversy. Okay, we're not reading about controversy. That's enough controversy for today. Sorry. The reason for this is that the Shreemia library even included some extremely important documents, which has been known to exist for more than 1,000 years, but had been never before found. Okay, rich people hoarding national fucking treasures yet again. And the so-called romantic side of the occult, epitomized, for example, by alchemy, never ceases to stir an intense fascination in dilettantes. Even now, it is whispered that in various places around the world, a great number of magic books of historical value might be in the secret possession of very wealthy lovers of the occult, unannounced to the public. Cunts. What can I say? The prime candidates for this are said to be items such as Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, which are particularly popular among dilettantes. Why is he? Am I reading this word wrong? Dilettantes. No. It is said that approximately 5,000 pages of a notebook currently exist, and over 10,000 have been lost. But some researchers believe that a large pair of this lost portion may be being monopolized by certain dilettantes and millionaires. You mean billionaires? It is said that because of this, even now, dilettantes who can't help but seek this spare no expense to search around for quietly hoarded away and unannounced notebooks. There is probably no doubting that Ushiramiya Kinza was himself one of those dilettantes. It is unknown that Kinza went through to obtain this, but undoubtedly he must have spent his vast wealth like water to buy them off over rich people with the same hobby as him. It's like trading cards for rich people. The discovery of that huge number of books at the end of the 20th century, books so valuable that dilettantes were filled with a desire to hoard them away, and their subsequent release to the public gave the entire world a massive shock. Due to this incident, the name Rokujima became known across the world. And at the same time, the world also received a shock at a very high probability that, due to a accident on Rokujima, a large amount of undiscovered books of given greater value has been lost. After the discovery, the names of Rokujima and the Ushiramiya library are certain to remain in our memories for all time. Our memories. That are probably meant the occult neck of the woods with the same hobby as Kinza. This incident caused the name of Rokujima to develop an important meaning within the world of the occult. Certainly, there had been a lot of reporting about the accident in Rokujima, but it hadn't been on an international level. However, this incident circled the globe, taking the image of Rokujima as a small island in the Izu archipelago and painting it over as a demonic island with a mixture of riddle, suspicion, mystery, and the occult. Where the bodies went? There are like secret basements where they, torture people or something? Really not a reference to some other game? She said game? It's not a game. In other words, until Kinza's library was leaked by the public to the public by Eva, Rokujima has been nothing more than a nameless island that no one thought twice about, and it definitely hadn't been a witch's island. However, when knowledge of Ushiramiya library spread across the world, Rokujima's image immediately took on an occult twist. And so what happened next was the matter with the message battle. It is what turned out this island into the Witch's Island. A nameless island in the Ezo archipelago began the transformation into an occult island and then into the island of a mysterious witch, Patricia. You could say that, like in either the Ushiramiya library or the message battle, the Rokujima witch legend would never have been established. A message battle. Yes, a form of communication to an unpredicted target by throwing an empty bottle with a letter sealed inside into the sea. It is famous as a way of sending an SOS from a deserted island, but because of the influence of famous foreign detective novels. It has also become known as a method of confessing the truth after one's own death, like a time delay will. The Rokujima message bottle was certainly the latter. This is really weird for me. Isn't there a huge chance of a bottle like this to just be destroyed by waves or something? Sorry. This is the thing everyone says as a fisherman on a nearby island picked up? Correct. We learned that the young freshman on a Shikenjima had picked up a wine bottle with a letter in it. This young fisherman appeared to keep it out of curiosity. It was only later, when Rokujima fell under the global spotlight due to the Ushiramiya library, that he announced his discovery. Suspicious as hell? Is there any chance that it is a fabrication made by a fisherman? Of course we were unable to deny that possibility. The notebook pages in the wine bottle has been signature of a certain member of the Ushiramiya family. A girl named Ushiramiya Maria. However, from the handwriting found on her former belongings, it was certain that the handwriting in the letter belonged to a different person. A different person's handwriting? Correct. At the very last, I believe there can be no doubt that this was written by a person more skilled at writing and of a greater age than her. There was a very high likelihood that it has been written by someone else using her name. Therefore, at that point in time, the content of those notebook pages were thought to have very low credibility. However, later on, a sensation was created when it came to light that on the day of the accident, a similar message bottle has been recovered from the surrounding ocean by the police in their search for evidence. It seemed that, due to the evidence from a surrounding area in the intact state of the bottle sea, the police had decided that its likelihood of being hoax was low, and that it has been cast out no earlier than a few days before the accident, and the handwriting for both matched. This caused the credibility of the notebook pages discovery by the fisherman to rise. As for the message bottle's contents, magazines and the like seem to have been reporting on that repeatedly, but do you require an explanation all the same? No. I know about it, more or less. Several sheets of notebook paper had been stuffed into each other in 2 wine bottles. Fuck. What? They were extensive accounts written in diary-like fashion by some unknown person calling himself Ushiramiya Maria of the event of a day of the accident and a day before. What? Oh. There was 2 days under Kojima. Okay. And it was that prompted the beginning of the witch legend serial murder case and the mystery of the Golden Witch Beatrice. The bizarre diary-style accounts describe the Ushiramiya family members pinned to the island by the typhoon. This is like this game, Return of Obra Dinn, right? Wait, did Obra Dinn had? Did Obra Dinn had a diary? I feel like it had. I like Obra Dinn. It's a good game. This bizarre diary-style account described the Shiremiya family members pinned to the island by the typhoon, becoming caught up in a ritual for the resurrection of a witch and being killed one after another in inexplicable ways. And in the end, the Golden Witch Beatrice revives and swallows everything up into the Golden Land. They were written almost as though this was the complete picture of the events in this day. Additionally, the state of things on the island at the same time is also depicted in immense detail, and former servants who once worked for the Shiremiya family have given testimony that the pages were definitely written by a person who knew the inside details of the island. So, those strange fantasy novels, the occult plume that started with the Shiremiya library, and the fact that the truth remains shrouded in darkness, the combination of all three of these factors is what created the legend of Rokujima Witch. Two questions. Why the fuck they're not telling us what accident exactly is? Kinda suspicious. Kinda giving me off the character is not looking at their own reflections throughout the whole game, and then in the end it turns out to be that they actually not who they think they are in the end. And the second one is why the fuck they not giving us texts of any of the battle messages. Can we read them, please? I'm really curious. I love this part. This part is really good. I'm just interested in a pure story. The combination of three of these factors is what created the legend of Rokujima Witch? Correct. Already more than 10 years have passed since the incident, and it still attracts the interest of occult enthusiasts across the world. Now, in fact, you could say that it become increasingly deified as time has passed. There are still many enthusiasts who try to land secretly on the shores of Rokujima, even though that had been prohibited. Could there be another message battle that has still not been discovered? And what really happened on island this day? There is still so much to discuss. Oh yeah. As though he had finally remembered that he had been going on and on for some time, the man took a sip of water. Sip. His potage was now cold, but it seemed that the man's hunger has already been blown away. If I remember correctly, I heard that the fisherman's page and the police's page had completely different contents. Tell me what's in them. Tell me what's in them. Correct. Due to that, the appeal of Rikujima mystery increased even further. Inside each of the two bottles was a diary-like style account describing the events of a day of an accident and the day before. However, while they both covered the same 2-day period, the content were completely different. Time travel? What? How? How? Huh. As though one is true is one and one is true, or perhaps both aren't true. However, the beginning and the end alone do much in both. At the beginning, the 18 people, including the relatives, are sealed up on the island by the typhoon. In the end, everyone dies, the Golden Witch revives, and everything is swallowed up into the Golden Land. So, those are the one that we see in the end of every episode? The content of both message battles described the events over 2 days of the accident, but the details were completely different. Both diaries outline the serial murder following the epitaph of the witch, but the order of the sacrifices, the manner of the deaths, and even the tale of the 2 days are different. However, both depict the same ultimate conclusion: everyone dies and the witch revives. It's cool. Since the only survivors, Mrs. Shiremiya Eva, remained silent about what happened on the island, the events of that entire 2-day period are shrouded in darkness. These two diaries presented not just one, but 2 theories to wipe away that darkness. You could explain those 2 days with either diary. However, we don't know which is correct, or even if there is anything correct contained within them. Ooh, shut up! Sharing your sketch box. Fuck yourself. What is this? It doesn't. Oh my god. Why is he so obsessed with sharing your card box? If it isn't denied, even fiction can be truth. Though the media, these notebook pages had of course been shown to Eva as well, but in the end, she never broke her silence. Who sent the message bottles, and why? Do you remember the magazine that put together a special issue for the crime's 10th anniversary? They covered that question in extensive detail. It seemed that their theory is the one that garners the most support today. But it's rather dull. What happened on the island on that day? Considering this question is the real thrill of the witch hunt. Witch hunt? Yeah, the Rokujima Witch Hunt. It's the name of a group of enthusiasts endeavoring to explain the truth of that crime from an occult perspective. Whoops. From the Shinomiya Library to the mysterious 2-day period, the legend of a golden witch and more, discussion of the mysteries that surround Rokujima is flourishing even today among enthusiasts. For the 10-year anniversary, an international convention was held in New York. I was here participating as well, representing Japan. I was able to have a variety of interactions with zealous overseas witch hunters, which is a very popular category overseas. The age span of the participants was truly vast, stretching from elementary schools at the bottom and the way of famous cultural figures at the top. Even in Japan in recent years, we're finally... You probably don't need more explanation, but he's one of the most famous Rokujima witch hunters in Japan. After that, he just kept continuing unexcitedly all by himself, even though I'd never asked. As I swirled, the girl who said I never asked, as I swirled the tin film of my porridge with my spoon, I shrugged my shoulders and sighed, I love porridges. I didn't eat porridge in a while. Maybe I should cook a porridge. Yeah, it was porridge. It was porridge, but I forgot. Sorry. Maybe it really has been a waste of time to research about the message bottle. No, if there was one thing that I've gotten out of this, it was the knowledge that those pages, supposedly written by Maria Onechan, had actually been written by a different person faking her name. Who... Can't wait for this to have satisfying conclusion. Can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. And that person had taken it upon themselves to write an occult story, put it into a bottle, I thought it was the truth, and throw it into the sea. This raises questions for me. Yeah, me too, girl, me too. Why did they go to all the trouble of writing so much in order to prepare a suspicious letter like this? Yeah, and it's supposedly not all the letters. There are supposed to be one or two more. With a message bottle, there would be no guarantee that it would ever pass into anyone's hands. If their luck had been bad, it could have sunk into the ocean and had been seen by anyone. Sorry. And even if someone were to pick it up, they might have thrown it away without even thinking twice about it. About this twice. Why did they entrust their confession of the truth to the sea in such an uncertain method? And why did they write up multiple different tales? If there had been one message bottle, claiming that its story has been truth would be reckless, but not impossible. However, because there were two, that made both of them doubtful. If someone was plotting to make out those two mysterious days to be work of a witch, that was really superfluous? Whatever. I wonder why Angie doesn't think that she herself can identify the writing in the letters. Is there no photos of those? Like, she herself owns Maria's diary. Why can't she just look through it and check if it was really Maria's letters or not? And because there were two, it suggested that an undiscovered third one, or possibly even more, might exist, yeah. In other words, the two having different contents was making it even harder to take either of them at a face value. That's annoying. That's also inconvenient that they not telling us what happened to the bodies of our families. Like, they're just not here? But despite their differences, the contents of two much in that both tales told of a witch. Does it mean that this is what the writer wanted to tell us? I can only imagine that this was a crime committed for pleasure, by someone who wanted to create an illusion of a witch. But 17 people excluding Aunt Eva lost their lives and a vast inheritance, and maybe even 10 tons of gold changed hands behind the scenes. It just doesn't make sense for a confession coming at the end of all that to be this fantasy about a witch. I don't need to hear the magazine's reasoning to find it extremely doubtful whether the message bottles really are diaries. After all, the amount of writing was massive. It's hard to imagine that someone actually caught up in the middle of a serial murder like that would have been able to calmly write it down. I mean, I thought about this. I feel like Maya had a lot of possibilities to just sit down and write it. In that case, it's probably more realistic to say that these diaries were written slowly over a long period of time before the day prior to the accident. In which case, would that mean that everything under Kijima was premeditated and prepared for over a long stretch of time? The fact that Aunt Eva left the world without saying anything is detestable. She definitely told me of her deathbed. She definitely said that her reason for not telling me the truth was because it was the best way of harassing me. But now I'm painfully aware of it. Of all the things Aunt Eva did to harass me, this was probably the last and the greatest. But now that I start to think of it this way, it's pretty doubtful that Aunt Eva is a true culprit. Of course, that isn't because the handwriting in the message bottle differs from Aunt Eva's or anything like that. Is Eva Beatrice real and Aunt Eva was like hiding from her all her life or something? Like, she did not become paranoid only because of a media, for sure. Of course, this isn't because the handwriting in the message bottle differs from Auntie Eva's or anything like that. It's because in both discovered tales, Auntie Eva was included among the victims. Oh. Okay, so it's probably first and second violets? Hold on. A second, I need to do something real quick. Oops, sorry. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. It's because in both discovered tales, Aunt Eva was included among the victims. If the writer of these diaries was a culprit, then maybe Aunt Eva had also been one of the targets to be killed. Aunt Eva had survived because something had gone wrong. Because of my hate for Aunt Eva, I had believed until now that she had to be the culprit. But the existence of a message bottles was making me suspect that the mastermind was a far more profound and unknown person than her. Okay, is Angie not living in episode 3 continuation, but an entirely new one? Is there gonna be another one when Auntie Eva is survived and... Oh, you know what type of fan art I saw on Twitter about umineko? That's because I'm liking umineko tweets and Twitter shows me umineko art. So I saw a fan art about where Auntie Eva and Auntie Natsuki was kissing, and I was like, holy fuck, this makes sense. Two mean and evil women making out. Nice. It was making me suspect that the mastermind was far more profound and unknown person than her. I looked at the clock. I asked everything I wanted to. Time to go. As he continued to speak fervently, I volunteered that I wanted to bring this discussion to a close. He seemed to be aware that he had gotten excited and talked too much, so he accepted this without resistance. Thank you very much for today. I am glad to have had an opportunity to hear your valuable stories. No. It was truly a joy to be able to welcome a young lady as a new friend of a witch hunt. I have many precious documents that I couldn't show you because of this change to a different venue. I should be glad to show you them at the next chance we get. Thank you, Professor. Could I ask you one more thing? Yeah, what is it? Professor, what made you interested in witches? No, in occultism and demonology. I must admit, being asked that is somewhat embarrassing. Simply put, I used to think that if only I could use magic, I wouldn't be beaten by the big skull bully, and this childhood fantasy of mine went straight on to become my life work, because the primitive yearning for power unknown is as universal today as it was ever in the past. Professor, if you could, would you want to become a witch? Do you still dream of being able to use magic at will? But of course, even though at this age I understand rationally that there is no such thing, I find myself unable to forget my childlike dreams of flying in the sky and turning scrap iron into gold. Really? Why the fuck a child would fantasize about turning iron into gold? Whatever. If you would, please keep this a secret from the students. If I told you that actually I am a witch, would you believe it? It's a bad theory from few experience with women that they are all witches. No. All women are succubus. They are not witches. What are you talking about? Like... I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't hate women. I just dislike them. She said lyingly. She said, whatever. I fucked it up. And she snorted at the old professor, who was undoubtedly an earnest scholar and unlikely had any experiences with women at all. Good one, NG. Good one. Oh yes. And one final question. Have you seen the original message battle itself? I have indeed. In that case, are you also very acquainted with the handwriting? Of course. I'm not specialist in this area, but at last when it comes to the handwriting of a message bottle, I'm proud to be the most knowledgeable in Japan. Show him the diary! At this point, I just set a book on the table with a thud. And this is? I've never seen it before. He prided himself on his throughout knowledge of all literature related to Rokijima, but he looked bewildered at this binding that he had never laid eyes on before. Ignoring him, Angie silently flipped through the pages, opened to one of them, and showed him. On the page was a handwritten paragraph beginning with, "To my dear witch apprentice." And in the end there was a signature in katakana that said Beatrice. What is... The instant he glanced at it, his face went pale. She knew that the answer before asking, but Angie asked it out loud anyway. Does the handwriting in the paragraph of this page match the handwriting in the message bottles? Well, I would have to take this home and investigate in detail to... Pardon me for asking, but what in the world in this book? Where did you... The man stretched out his hand, but Angie nimbly pulled it out of reach, as though telling him not to touch it with a filthy hand. Thank you. Just this reaction is all I needed. Thank you very much for today. Here's the reward I promised. As she stood up, clutching Maria's diary, Angie casually tossed a wad of 10,000 yen notes wrapped with a band of paper onto the table. She's good at this. As she turned her back to aim and made to leave, the man raised his voice as though clinging to her, but Angie never stopped walking. Angie is a girl boss! I beg you. What in the world is this book? I don't need a reward, just please show me this book. Both you and I are fellow witch hunters, but it looks like we aren't pursuing it at the same level. You entertain yourself with the outside of a cat box, and what I want to know about the inside of a cat box. And this book is the key to opening it. It's too good for you. Well done. Goodbye, gentlemen. Have a nice day. Did this bitch told this him in English? In an original? No way. Please wait. Sumodera-san! His voice didn't reach her. She had already joined up with Amakusa and gone into car. Did you find anything? At the very end, I was right. The one who wrote the message battle was Beatrice herself. Now that's cool. So it's settled, is it? The witch exists? Who knows? Might if I sleep? I'll bet that prattling professor gets lost in his own little world in lectures and had his kids fallen and has kids falling asleep left, right, and center. Sure, take a rest. Still, that went really well. That guy believed I was Sumodera until the very end. The Sumodera family had cast out a new net beforehand over the people Angie might try to contact. They had offered a reward for anyone who could detain Shiramiya Angie if she appeared. Angie had foreseen that and snatched it away. She had called herself Sumodera, and after skillfully tricking the man by saying her own subordinates would set up an ambush, she had taken him with her. What? What? For who is she talking about? So when the Sumodera pursuers reached the professor house, there was no longer anyone here. According to the family, a young man and woman calling themselves Sumodera visited this morning, took the professor out with them, and still have not returned. There's a chance we were outmaneuvered. Oh, it's Sumodera guards. Okay. I'm kinda fucked up. What a bad child this Angie-chan is. I wonder if the craftiness is from Nessun's blood. To think that she would casually take on the name Sumodera after saying so often how she hates to call herself that. The professor should be returning soon. When he does, I must serve him some tea. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Like, can you just torture people left and right just because you want to? Jesus Christ. Yes, understood. I wonder if she thinks she's leading me around by the nose. She's such a naughty child. Oh, good expression, I guess. Love a little wrinkle near her mouth. Real cute. With a demonic look on her face, Kasumi violently stamped her heel. I'll teach you about my magic of I'll teach you about my magic of origins. No, I taught you before, right? And you used to be able to use it. Did you forget? You were also a witch apprentice, Angie. Was your name entered into Mirage Sorcery, weren't you? I also joined in as one of the witches, didn't I? I closed Maria Nichen's diary and flopped down in a very high-class looking bed. Since I had fallen into a pretty deep sleep in the car, it was taking longer than usual for drowsiness to set in, and I had been spending a long time reading the diary as I went in for that. This was a super expensive hotel in the city. Expensive hotels that are often used by a rich and famous have an abnormally strong duty of confidentiality out of concern for their various circumstances. What is this? Too bad in my room, Angie? Ooh. This made it a very convenient place for Angie on her hunt from your pursuers. The idea that runaways spend their nights hiding in cheap hotels is a commoner's way of thinking. For Angie, who possessed all the wealth of the Shinomiya family, the life of a runaway was truly comfortable. But if the Unadara... Okay. I'm sorry for forgetting everything all the time. But if the Sumadara family asked the police to go look for Angie, wasn't police supposed to kinda like, you know, block her credit card or something? Or did she just has a lot of cash on her hands? Huh. Of course, as a man, Amakusa was in separate room despite being her guard. Good! As it should be! Purity culture strikes again. And she was using the bedroom of a suite while Amakusa was lying down on the living room sofa. Amakusa said something about how the sofa was more comfortable than his own bed recently. Poor guy. When I looked at the clock, I saw it was about 2 a.m. Still not getting sleepy, I sighed deeply. Even though there was no wind, I suddenly got the feeling that Maria Onechan's diary had fluttered open. Hi, bitch. It's the same as before. What is she doing here? Why is... Huh. So red is a hate, blue one is a friendship or like camaraderie or something, and yellow one is a human relation. Oh, no, red is a family. Because all of the Shinomiya family is in red. I just only now noticed this. And all the servants in blue because they're working together. But what about yellow? Then Onechan appeared. Her form was no longer the normal one that I knew. How are you doing this, Angie? What are you... Why are you doing this, Angie? She was wearing the dress that Beatrice had given her after acknowledging her status. Sorry, as a witch. If you don't get some sleep, it'll be tough tomorrow, you know? If I were a witch too, I could use magic, right? Yup. Good. I taught you, didn't I? How to use it. And you were able to, once. I remember. If Stern wanted to. Did you get lonely? Not really. Can't believe old Angie literally manifested herself with Tulpa. This is insane. Tulpa of your dead little sister. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it like... Isn't it the thing where you really started to need help here, no? Why's my water taste like this? This is unfair. I just washed my cup. My cup should be clean. It just taste of water is so weird. Oh, unfair. Not really. It's not like having a different pillow every night is that tough. The first step to magic can be loneliness, or boredom, or any reason as small as that. Even kill it time until you get tired? Yep. Oh, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at killing time until I get tired. Yep. I'm happy that you remember about magic one more time. It's been quite a long time since I last used magic. At one point, with Mario Nachan's introduction, I touched the corner of it and opened the door a tiny bit. So, I should still remember that sensation. Right now, your magical power has declined significantly, Angie. If you don't stick to the basics, it'll be hard, okay? Sure. Checking all directions. Quiet space secured. What about the Makusa-san? He's sleeping. After opening the door to the living room a crack, I could see the blanket caterpillar on the sofa roll over in its sleep. But your magical power is weak as it now, the anti-magic power is affecting you too much. Not just the sight of people, but voices, sounds, and even the presence of people would get in the way of your magic. Severs those completely. Like how ancient magicians shut themselves up in ateliers to preserve their isolation. I remember, the very existence of humans blocks magic. Therefore, the very act of showing magic to humans is a sign of high-level witch. Obtain quaint place for yourself alone. That should cover it for the preparation of a space to use magic. Next is a vessel. Right now, that is important for you as a bicycle having training wheels. No, a chain. This would obviously not be possible, right? Interrupt your own head. She was wearing hair accessories with pink beads attached. They felt a little childish for Angie's style, but she had never taken them off for a single day. Yeah, this is... that really is impossible for you right now, Angie. If you had practiced every single day since then, you might have become able to summon him by now. Him? If I were to start training now, how long would it take? It's said that a year of witch training as a child is worth 10 in old age. Meh. You'll need a strong resolution. You mean like Kushramiya Kinzo? So private tutoring from a young age is important for piano, violin, and magic. Your power has weakened since the time you were first able to use magic, Angie. Don't overdo it, and stick to the basics. I really need to pee. I'll be right back in 5 minutes, I'm sorry. Pam pam. I put really pretty image on my lock screen on my phone. It's so cute. It's so pretty. It's so wintry. I love winter so much. Oh, that's me. After regretfully rubbing the things on my head one more time, I let it go. And I started fishing through my knapsack, looking for anything that might make of a good vessel. Wouldn't this be perfect for a vessel? It's been so long since I saw it. Yeah, I think even as you are now, you should be able to summon that one. And she has no master now. It should be possible for you to become her new master, Angie. Among the things that look like a good vessels, I took one I thought might possess the strongest magical power and set it on a side table near the bed with a clunk. It was a shady-looking stake-shaped weapon, embellished with a cool design. A stake of the Seven Sisters of Purgatory used by witches to offer sacrifices. In the course of their search for evidence, the police has collected a large amount of junk. Excuse you? How the fuck is this here? But you didn't recover corpses? Really? At least that confirms that the stakes is real. And it wasn't something else. Okay. As the investigation had finished, we faithfully returned to the Shiremiya family. I found something here they had seen in illustrations in Maria's diary, and I took it home with me. Normal? The most normal person ever? Originally, the 7 Stakes of Purgatory were a 7-piece set. Poor girl. She's the only one left now. What? Okay. Huh. Did they all was killed in the Oshiramiya accident? Or what? Or did they self-destructed after this? Hone-chan smiled, looking lonely. I pulled another book out of a knapsack. This was another old-fashioned, bluntly cultivated book. But this too was a book to be written in. It was one of Maria Hone-chan's elaborate notebooks. This one was not a diary. It was a grimoire which she had written as a witch. The 7 Stakes of Purgatory were Beatrice's furniture, created by her and employed only for her sake. But since Beatrice was a witch of Mariage sorcery... Mariage sorcery? Sorcery? I can't. Sorcery? I can't do it. They could also be employed by Maria, who was a witch of the same alliance. What is this? What is this witches hierarchy that we're consuming in this chapter? What's the point of it? For that reason, the method of summoning the 7 Stakes of Purgatory and how to handle them was written down in great detail in Maria Hone-chan's grimoire. Okay, so all of those are imaginable for sure, and as another person with your name in the same alliance, I was also permitted to employ them. The stake is... which of 7 sisters? Their characters are well described in my grimoire. The sisters of the 7 Stakes really hate it when you get their names wrong. Remember their names before summoning them. A colossal number of pages telling of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory. They describe the 7 Sisters in great detail. Yes, quite a long time ago, I think I learned these pages almost by heart. The more I read it, the more I start to remember. By the illustrations and identifying characteristics written in the grimoire, I could tell that the stake in my hand was a stake of Mammon. Mammon is a black-haired one. In the past, I've been summoning them without any vessel because I never had any stakes. So this was the first time I had gotten a good look at any of the 7 stakes, not just Mammon. Mammon, the 5th sister, presides over the deadly scene of greed. Oh, isn't she? What an incredible kid. Greed also controls aspirations, desire to improve oneself, and the strength to live. So true. It definitely doesn't mean only bad things. She's rude, but she's a girl who tries really hard. Oh my god, she's literally me? Yeah, you could say this without desire. There is no reason to live. For a while, I hated my concentration and digested the information that was written about Mammon. The more the summoner knows about the target that's being summoned, the better. Knowledge brings about magical power. I began to fill my head with knowledge about Mammon and build the necessary amount of magical power for the surrounding. Grimoires are a little bit interesting, aren't they? Maybe much more interesting than reading some crappy novel. And it really takes me back somehow. For a grimoire, it is demanded not only that you understand the text, but that you will expand the words from the gaps between the lines and give birth to a world from the illusions created things in various ways. The power to create. For someone who has that, such as you, a grimoire should be more interesting than any book. I've always known you'd be able to understand that. I think that should be enough knowledge for Mammon for now. Yeah, it's coming back to me, more or less. I'll give it a try. Take care! In preparation for the worst, use my talisman! You're not protected by a treaty of the Alliance now. That Mammon can be a little aggressive at times. She may still bear a grudge. Huh. What? Be careful. Yeah. I think I'll wear it. The 7 stakes of purgatory as furniture for sacrifice ritual are treated as being inferior even to weapons, but that is only when it comes to demons. To humans, even furniture is something to be feared. I fished through the knapsack again, took out a bracelet charm with a scorpion metal that I had gotten from Marionette long ago, and put it on my arm. I had no need for something like this in the past, but I need insurance. What? That's alright. That is still endowed with a significant amount of magical defense. As long as you have it on, I'm certain you'll be fine. Marionette's magical power, in particular the power that she could put into charms, was enough to earn even Beatrice's admiration. While it would... Good one? I guess? Second? It's a work message, I'm sorry, I just need to answer them. Okay, that's it, sorry. Well, it would only have looked like something cheap to a human who couldn't understand magic. Its magical voice was incredible, Sure. Come, arise. Forgive the sin. One of the 7 stakes of purgatory. Mammon the covetous. I concentrated my mind. I made the anti-magic toxins that filled my body zero. But all of them are alive! At Butler's timeline. All of them are alive here, right? But so why the fuck on Angie's side only one of them alive? Imagine this vast, untainted space. Doubts and common sense all resist magic. Make the resistance zero and erase the burden towards magical power. There's some weird time travel shit going on. Inside my head was the image of a vast space. It was a nightmare world where I floated in the air and the neon stars on the ground sparkled. A world where the stars that should have covered the heavens were drowned out by the light from below, and the stars covered the ground instead. In a world of a vast night sky with no obstruction, I imagined the wind blowing throughout freely. Just then, in that room where no wind could blow, the free nighttime wind whirled around. That long-forgotten sensation raced through my entire body, the unique feeling of exultation felt when using magic. For a moment's sake, held out in my hand, I gradually began to feel a pale light. The cyclone geared around the stake. The healthy stake floated a bit into the air. Wonderful! Look like the gap in your training hasn't stolen your talent. Come, arise. Forgive the sin. One of the 7 stakes of purgatory, Omen the Covetous. Show yourself to me. I slowly raised my hand, and as I brought in higher than my head, almost as though it has been sucked upwards by it, the stake of Mammon likewise floated high into the air and gradually began to shake. Its shaking grew faster and faster, and then it burst. She tried to kill me. With a speed farther than an eye could follow, it flew around, violently rebounding off the walls of a room. The terrible sound of it jumping from place to place bore down upon me, trying to make me flinch. But I mustn't lose my mental concentration. Прием. Then the stake, which had been flying around at an incredible speed, finally restrained itself and faced me. It was in the air, just a few centimeters from my forehead, held back by the defensive barrier created by the scorpion charm. It was trying to break the defensive barrier, eating into it with incredible power, but Marionette-chan's barrier wouldn't be broken so easily. No good, I can't bite through it, the stake muttered half-hatefully. You could probably say that I was being saved thanks to the scorpion charm. Without that, my way of killing time until I got sleepy would have become a way to kill time for all eternity. Is she gonna be cute in front of us? Oh, it's her! When Mama's stake realized that it was unable to guard me, it held up gracefully and changed its form from that stake into a person. She's gonna have the most annoying voice out of all 7 sisters that I make. Thank you very much. In her usual shameful outfit, which I would never seen walking outside in. Although, you could say it suited her in a demonic sort of way. Angie-sama, is that you? That's some pretty shabby magical power. Are you really Angie-sama? It's been a long time, Maman. Have you been well? Long time, And here I was convinced that furniture, which has already fulfilled its function, would just be left to rust away in the closet. So, what kind of sideshow would this? You aren't going to say that you're my new owner, are you, Angie-sama? Yup, Angie's your master. Lady Maria, I am ashamed. Was this barrier just now yours? Yeah, I thought that as Angie is now, she might just fall to you. I'll lend you a talisman. If I'm told by Lady Maria that Angie-sama is my master, I can hardly refuse. Angie-sama, I'm at your command. Give that my assistance is required. Is it the new ritual? New sacrifices? Of course, that's only if you're willing to handle me yourself and get your own hands dirty. That role isn't the one I'm looking for anymore. Anymore! What happened here? All you have to do is just talk with me, like you used to. Angie's so fucked up. Jesus Christ. Yes, if that's what you desire. Furniture is furniture because it's used. It's an honor just to be summoned. Angie-sama. Huge excess energy? Owen had a slightly complicated smile on her face. She'd accepted Angie as her new master because Maria had told her to, but it looked like she hadn't gotten over her discontent at working for Angie with her frail magical powers. Or perhaps she had some other reason for hating Angie, but for now it seemed that she couldn't disobey Angie despite her discontent. So, what should I do? I don't know. Just be lively, like old times. With all due respect, I think that liveliness you speak of, it's probably the bustle from when we sisters are together. It may be difficult by myself. Perhaps it slipped your mind? Yeah, the Seven Sisters were really lively when they got together. What happened? Okay, so... what? So the Ooh, they all here. She's constantly for lookout for a boyfriend. However, she sets her sights too high and spends her days fantasizing about the prince who will never come. Uh-oh. This one is my one. This one is Levitan, my favorite one. This one's is a cute one. This one is Belphegor, who is good dynamic with the crows or whatever his name. Saturn, Lucifer. Why all of them are here? Okay, this is weird. Okay, so my theory is that Angie, that's with Lambda Delta. That Angie is from completely different timeline than the last time. Because it seems like this timeline is continuous right from a previous episode, but I don't think it's true. Maybe it's true? Who knows? This is completely separate timeline where Auntie Eva survived too, and Angie was with Butler in this room for some reason. In tea drinking room with Beatrice. And now she's in the future. Okay, it would be easier if I had somewhere to write it down. Maybe I could? Hold on. Tun 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 tun. Tun tun tun. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. Hello. Here we go. So, is it gonna write? Oh, it is. The timeline. This is episode 3. And this is the timeline. And this is Eva survived. Okay, my letter's a little junky. I can edit it a little bit more. Oop. Okay, this is fun. So Eva survived, and episode 4 was supposed to kind of go like this. Like, right? It looks like it continues right from what happened in episode 3, but maybe what really happened. Okay, using different colors would be good. Okay, so this is episode 3 timeline, and episode 4 timeline would be completely separate timeline, where in the end, conveniently, Eva... no, we need to put it somewhere here. This is the end of Rokijima murders, and Eva survives here too. Okay, it's just a theory. We're gonna test it later. And here, for some reason, Angie and Butler in Beato's tea room. Or maybe not. How would it work with And where we are now, it's whatever, 12 years later. And now Angie summons... Shit. I'm sorry, it's not really comfortable to write right now in Paint. So this first one is a timeline. Which game tries to make us think it is? Green one, but actual timeline is a blue one. It's completely new shit. Or maybe... Or maybe... Or maybe... Or maybe... This... Hold on. Episode 4 timeline is... Oops. I need a brush. Is completely different timeline. Episode 4 covers, like, for example, 2 timelines. Episode 4, and this timeline is the one where Butler and Angie is. And this is a timeline with a fake Kinzo. And the blue timeline is completely separated timeline, but the only part of it that we get to see in episode 4 is a part where Angie is in the future. So the episode 4 would consist of this and this. And this part we'd never see. And maybe it's not the same at all. But Eva survives, this is given. Maybe it's a timeline separated from the timeline from episode 3, but the timeline where Eva survives nonetheless. I love fake Kinsu theory now. That's my favorite. Oh, it's kind of fucked a little bit because of overload. Oops. I'm sorry, I didn't notice it before. I was too obsessed with my dumb fuck theories. Is it? Do I have anything else to add? I don't think so. Let's draw a bunny. It's literally me. Okay. That's it, I'm sorry. That's it for schizo shit for today. Oops. Good. 599 million ruins. 99 red balloons. Yes, the Seven Sisters were really lively when they got together. But with your magical power now, I think summoning Mammon is the best we can hope for. The stakes for the 1/6 have been lost. Ooh. The stakes for the other 6 has been lost. Okay, so stakes are real. Stakes are real shit, and they really been used to kill people in these situations. But somebody imagined the stakes as a hot girls. Is Butler actually the killer? My apologies, Lady Maria, but I believe it may not be possible to summon the Seven Sisters via my own stake. If Angie-sama is to employ me, I would hope that she had at least that much power. Mammon giggled. Apparently she wanted me to summon the other sisters without a vessel. I see. Unable to be satisfied with being summoned alone, she asked for the other sisters to be summoned as well. What that about? Why did Maria said that they were together then? If Angie has the opportunity to summon all of them. I get it. Agreed. Yes. She was like this back then, wasn't she? Back then, when? Blissful furniture is to be used. Being used, no matter how roughly, is furniture's joy. Not only that, but no matter no matter how much care you might treat them with. Uh-oh, what's with my voice? Hold on. Ouch. Not only that, but no matter how much care you treat them with, if they are not given a job, that would give them the greatest anguish. Maman spoke though to provoke me, but what she wanted was for me to summon the other sisters somehow and rescue them from the world of nothingness. Why don't you just be honest and ask me to then? Oh, she is exactly that type of character. Demons really are difficult. Angie, don't overdo it. Just being able to summon Maman is more than enough rehabilitation. Oh, I'm rehabilitated just after one? I'm just killing time anyway. Alright, Maman. In for a penny, in for a pound. I'll call as many as I can for you. Really? Nice, Angie-sama. Alright, go, go, go! Even though she had said it, it seemed that Maman hadn't really expected to be able to ask this of Angie. She hopped around badgering Angie to summon the other sisters. The consumption of physical and magical power used to call Maman alone was considerable. But Angie didn't give a fuck. It will probably be very tough to do 6 more. I'm an eighth of a magical power of those who reach the level of being called witches, because those people can summon the sisters with no more than a snap of their fingers. Maman, don't make Angie overdo it. She still isn't back to the form yet. Aww, Angie someone said she's summoned everyone. Actually, I only said I call as many as I could. Yes, this is great. Don't overdo it, Angie. You should rest for today. You're tired enough. It's alright. I'm just killing time anyway. Let me get tired enough so I can just kneel over. This time there's no vessel. I'll have to strengthen the image solely from the knowledge in the grimoire and manifest them just with that. I held my hands out into the air. Oh! Oh! Oh, hold on. The point is, Beato is not here. Beato is not here. Where is she? Is Beato really becomes human in one of those? Or does Angie's consciousness like jump around going through here and then jump in the same spot that she jumped from here? It would be not the spot in timeline. Oops. It would be like somewhere here, right? She jumps in the beginning of this one, leaves through all of this, and comes back to the same point. No way! If she would leave through all of this, would she try to search for what happened in Rokijima? Maybe she knows what happened from like magical perspective, but she's looking for what happened from real life perspective. Ooh, this is looking really messy. I love it. Huh. I held my hands into the air, replaying in my head the sensation from when I had to summon Maman. Come on. I know all the 7 sisters personally. Remember in the past the time that I talked with them? I don't remember. Once again, the power of magic began to fill me up. F-style. F-style? F-style is a good one. Once again, the power of magic began to fill me up. It radiated as a faint and yet distinct pale blue light from both of my hands. Angie-sama, keep it up, do your best. Hey, Lady Maria, Angie-sama will definitely summon everyone, right? The seven sisters will be able to get reunited again, right? Right? Yeah, I'm sure of it. But there is no guarantee that it will happen tonight. No, Angie-sama can do it, I just know it. Please, Angie-sama, start from the youngest sister, Asmo. Asmodeus, the seventh sister. Okay, I'll call them in order, starting from the youngest. A strand of hot sweat dripped down from my forehead. This is so ridiculous. She just stands here, plays with your toys. Poor girl. A strand of hot sweat dripped down from my forehead. This really does put one hell of a strain on you. The pale light in the space began to form into a vague outline of a girl. Come, arise, one of the seven sisters of purgatory, Asmodeus the Lustful. There was no vessel, however, with a strong core conviction that she definitely did exist here, I began to crystallize her form. Her outline became distinct, and the form of the youngest of the seven sisters, Asmodeus, was finally created. Asmodeus the Lustful, right here. Where is this? Am I alive? Asmo! I'm so glad! Amon-san, where in the world is this? Who summoned me? Angie-sama did! Angie-sama said she'll revive all of us! No, I didn't. Angie-sama, thank you! Next is Belzy! Do Belzy, please! Okay, so your voice is gonna be fucked. Beelzebub, the sixth sister. Beelzebub the gluttonous. Come, arise. If I just keep on like this, I wonder how many I can summon. If I lost my concentration, that'll probably be it. The pale light made an outline and formed to Beelzebub. Beelzebub the gluttonous, right here. Belzy! Angie-sama! Awesome! Amodeus and Asmodeus jumped on Beelzebub, celebrating their reunion. Summoning 3 people at once, my head was throbbing. Without resting, I summoned the next one. Come, arise, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, Belphegor the Slothful. Belphegor the Slothful, right here. My, to think that I would still be needed. This is the best one. This is the best girl out of all of them. Belphina, I'm hungry. I'm so glad to see you again. To think that the 7 sisters would be able to meet again. Angie-sama, we are really thankful. Keep it up and do Sarana. Next. And Leviane and Lucina. Yes, I know. So please, try not to be so loud. Doing 4 people at the same time is very tough. Angie, don't push yourself any more than this. You did a great job summoning 4 of them after such a long time. Stop it, Mammon. Her summoning is placing a heavy strain on Angie-sama right now. Angie-sama, I beg you not to push yourself too hard. No way! Angie-sama promised. She said she's playing with all of us again. No, don't you? Angie-sama! You once said we'll meet again. You promised we'd be able to see each other again soon. I misread this dynamic completely. You're right, I did. I didn't promise anything about when soon would be, but I certainly did promise. So keep the promise! If you don't, I'll never forgive you for forgetting it until today. Come, arise. Oops. One of the 7 sisters of purgatory, saddened and wrathful. My moment started to get hazy, but I'll call. I may have forgotten those days. I may not have thought of them as anything but sadness and loneliness. But certainly, the short time I spent with these girls was without a doubt fun. Saddened and wrathful, right here. What the hell are you people doing? Do you realize how much is burning Angie-sama just for us to leave and have an idle chat? Saran, who has apparently figured out the situation immediately after being summoned, yelled out loud in a light voice, telling the sisters off. That light voice made my consciousness fade again. We are furniture that had been permitted to rest by Beatrice, furniture that had finished its duty. So Beatrice died? Not content to be graceful with the opportunity to once again be of some use, you are putting a burden on your next matter. This is disgrace for furniture. Erase yourself right now! Yes, Saran Nisan, I'll erase myself, and you'll vanish too. In this moment, this is the best way for us to be of use for Enji-sama. No way! Not until everyone gets summoned! No way for... So she gonna summon them all and they gonna disappear? What's the reward in here? No way for me too! I'm hungry! I mean, we're only just met up again, I don't wanna go back already. Don't be so selfish. Come on, hurry up and vanish. Come on, Asmo. Disappear right now. Oh, Saranda shouldn't bully me. It's always me first becoming the youngest. It's not fair. They really are lively. They never make you bored. That's enough. You surpass your limits right now, Angie. You're right. The situation where I had summoned 5 of them and they were messing around as they pleased was pacing far too heavy allowed on me currently with my magic powers. This is it. As my consciousness grew distant, I collapsed into bed. Good night! Have beds always felt this soft? It seemed that the sisters were still squabbling together as much as they liked. For a way to kill time until drowsiness come to me, this will do. Feeling something warm and nostalgic in the sisters' liveliness, I sank into the world of deep sleep. At the entrance to my dream world, I felt Maria Onechan and Sakutaro waiting to receive me. You guys again? You worked hard, and good job! I'm not reading. Welcome back, Angie. Welcome back, huh? Then I should respond like this. Glad to be home. Tadaima! That's the chapter? We are wasting our time. Invitation to fantasy. That's right. Just once in the past, I underwent training in order to step into the world of witches. I accepted that the only power which could save me from my sad, painful days at St. Lucia Academy was total delusion, was the thing called magic, and I received Maria Onechan's introduction to the basics. Imagine a vast space. The scenery when I look down at the base of a mountain from a rest stop at the peak. Like this? I projected the scene from memory into my mental world. Normal little girls get over their admiration of magical girls during elementary school. Training in absolute earnest to use magic at this age, I have to say, I'm embarrassed of myself. But even the embarrassment emotion felt pleasant to me now. Right now, I was learning mental concentration from Maria Onechan in order to use magic. But it wasn't going very well. It was about as hopeless as going to a person who can wiggle their ears, asking them how they do it, and expecting to learn anything at all from their demonstration. It seemed that you need to imagine a vast space to gain a mental concentration for using magic. So I remembered this time from my youngest days when my family had gone on a small vacation, and I had looked down towards the base of a mountain from a viewing platform at the rest stop on the peak, and I tried painting the scene of my mental world. No, it's far too small. Imagine a much, much wider space and create your very own mental world. Those are really like word to word with creating your tulpa, isn't it? Like, I had really I had really basic tulpa experience, when I was younger. But holy fuck, I feel like this shit was too into like some weird fortune post that I read about how to make tulpa. Like, huh? This is kind of wild. Oops. Your image is still too foggy. There's no temperature in the air, and there's no wind. No smells either. The world is still very thin. We can leave those for later, so for now, just imagine a wider space. Okay, hold on. I'm telling you, if you Google how to make a tulpa and really get into it. How to make a tulpa. Good one. Wrong language. WikiHow. This is so wild that people are into like this delusions. This like schizophrenia 1, 2, 3. What is this? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not reading this shit. I'm sorry. I what the fuck? Should have not thought about it. Uru, why do you have to imagine a white space? By the time they're born, humans have inside them a toxin that blocks magic. If you don't purge yourself of this toxin, you can use magic well. One effective method of achieving this is to imagine a vast space. Just now, I thought the world is seen from a window of an airplane, but it didn't work either. A world more vast than that. I can't even imagine. In that case, Maria, why didn't you just tell Angie about the vast world you have? Would it make it easy for Angie to imagine as well, Uru? That's right. And I'm interested in the card of world you imagined when you use magic too, Anna-chan. I'll use it as a reference as well. Like, I'm telling you, those are literally steps that you need to do to create a tulpa. Like, and you also should not tell other people about this shit. This is crazy. One work. The mental world must be vast and isolated. I'm fucked. The mental world must be vast and isolated. A world with absolutely no abstraction other than yourself. Which means, if you tell someone about this world, it won't be isolated anymore. So you can reveal your mental world to anyone. So if you imagine draw up a good mental world, you have to keep it a secret only for yourself. Oh, Maria's mini face. Thanks, Sagutaro. I guess there is no shortcuts in training. I'll make an effort. It's alright. I've been given plenty of hits. Would you? Do your best, Angie. I had come to think that there was no way I could be saved by something like magic. After all, magic doesn't exist in this world. That kind of thing should be nothing more than a fantasy, an illusion, a daydream. It is. However, Marionette-chan has showed that she could fill her own world with happiness using a power that was impossible for me. Angie. How are you not getting it? How are you not getting that she's so lonely that she's just trying to cope with reality as best as she can? So are you, no? Isn't looking at other person in the same situation as you should make you be more aware of your situation? No? Oh well, I've been looking down on this happiness as an empty happiness. I have been denying it all. Sorry. I've been denying it all, thinking that because I didn't accept magic, I couldn't accept the happiness that came from it either. But Maria Nechan's world grew happier and happier. In the past, I had disappeared it, calling it painful to look at. But that must be nothing more than a jealousy. Was it? It was a time for me to admit that person need to cope with reality so hard they degraded 10 years? Based? And doing so was my first step in the search for happiness. A vast space, a dry wind that I can blow unobstructed by everything. Let me feel that wind blowing through my hair. Oh yes, even the ground might block me as I am now. Then I don't need it. Push the ground away, downwards, downwards. In other words, it was as though I had floated up, leaving the ground far behind. After pushing it farther and farther downwards, the ground grew foggy and faint, and for the first time I began to feel the sky. I dream of this shit all the time, that I really far up into the open space, and I'm flying or something, or I'm falling down. I dream about this shit all the time. I mean, when I have dreams, I dream about it all the time. I love those dreams. Those are pretty cool. Even though I never thought, like, I never flight with a plane. So I never thought an Earth from really high up. In reality. It's kind of weird, so I would have dreams like this. But I still do. When I understood its vastness, in an instant I felt the vivid wind pass straight through my body. In other words, blow through without any resistance. Yes, maintain the sensation. Yeah, I can feel it. I can tell that I've been released from all hindrances. You did it, Angie, and you did it, Angie. You've taken your first step into the world of witches. This is the world of witches? Yeah, so let's try practicing the magic that you always wished for, Angie. Magic to summon friends. Magic to create allies who will save you from your loneliness and thereby bring you happiness. Will Angie also be able to summon friends like me? This is doing Angie so dirty. This is doing her so dirty. Like, presumably none of this is real. She's just come up as such a pathetic person. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's kind of bad. But, and I'm sympathetic, of course, as usual, to every character in every game. But holy shit. This is so sad. All of these scenes just making her situation worse for me. And also they're all useless for the plot, so that's annoying. Please don't waste my time. I don't have that much time living a life. Will Angie also be someone friends like me? Uru? As Angie is now, it's far too early for her to summon a friend of your caliber from a sea of zero. For now, let's just start by practicing with friends that are easiest to summon. What will we begin with? Because you're a witch of mirage sorcery, you're also permitted to use those who are employed by the other witches in the alliance. For example, Sakatara is my friend, but since you are in the same alliance, Angie, he's your friend too, and you can summon him. You wanna try summoning Sakutaro one of these days? When you're feeling all alone and it's really getting you down, I'm sure Sakutaro will cheer you up. What's even worse in Angie's situation is that her imaginary friends are not even her own. It's just imaginary friend of like some other people. She didn't even make them like herself. Alright, you could call Sakutaro being employed by an Eschan. So, as a witch in the same alliance as an Eschan, it's also possible for me to summon Sakutaro. I met Sakutaro's gaze. What a joy it would be to have him just be sitting here by my pillow, so he'd talk to me a bit on lonely nights. If I call out, will you appear? And talk to me? Uru. I'm looking forward to summoning me, Uru. Looking happy, Sakutaro playfully pressed and rubbed his head against me, like a cat. Suddenly gathering this cute younger brother left me feeling a bit confused, a bit embarrassed, and a bit happy. Unable to understand why I hadn't been able to honestly accept this feeling, I felt tears well up in my eyes. Okay, I'll give it all I've got, Anna-chan. Then, let's try and practice. Let's try summoning the furniture of a witch from the semi-lands, Beatrice. Beatrice's furniture. Hearing Beatrice's name mentioned, gave me a slightly strange feeling. When it came to the crime of Rokujima, the public had made a lot of noise about it being the witch's sacrificial ritual or something like that. And that witch was Beatrice. So if a culprit of the crime was a witch, it would mean that this very woman was a culprit who took away my family. However, according to Maria Onechan, Beatrice was a good bitch. Yeah, don't trust any of them. If I held negative emotion towards Beatrice, she would get mad, argue with me, and call me mean and refuse to talk with me for a while. Onechan was my only close friend right now. Can you imagine pissing off your only imaginable friend? So to avoid worsening the mood of my close friend, I had decided to think of Beatrice as nothing more than Onechan's magic master. And anyway, my belief is that the crime was a murder plot hatched by Aunt Eva. Someday I'll definitely gonna bring that all to light. Angie, abstractions are mingling inside your body again. Sorry, I lost my concentration. One more time. Mo ipai. Onechan is really something. She instantly noticed that I was being overcome with idle thoughts. After shaking my hand just once, I reimagined the wind blowing through the vast sky. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory? That's a pretty creepy name. But they're very energetic and fun girls. They might become your new friends, Angie. I'll summon them first. Watch. Mariana-chan lifted both hands to the level of your head and quietly unified her mind. The state that I could not attain without meditating for a long period of time, she reached in the span of a few quick breaths. Then a pale blue light began to gather in her palm, and one by one, the girls began to show themselves. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way they were summoned one after another in a line of overwhelmingly impressive, incredible. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory, just like the illustrations in Onechan's grimoire. The youngest sister would be the eldest, Lucifer, who saluted Onechan. Seven Sisters of Purgatory, right here! Lady Maria, I've been quite some time. Yup, long time no see. Are you all doing okay? The furniture are furniture because we are used. I consider it an honor from my very heart to have been summoned again for the first time in a long while. Huh. Sorry. Sakutaro! It's been so long! You look as cute as ever! My first. He's so fluffy, squishy, and cute. Oh, let me hug him too! I fucking hate mascots. I fucking hate them so much. Uru, I can't breathe. I want to run away, so let me go, everyone. Can we skip this? I don't want to read it. Can we skip to the good part? Can you have like current track bounce? Good one game. Can I have like I can play umineko with my shit? Hold on. Oh, I can. Oh no, I can't. Hey, are you trying to break Lady Maria's furniture? Oops. Just get away from him. Hugging is prohibited. And yet you're the one who looks like you want to hug him the most. Oh? I don't have it. What the hell? Did you hear it? Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit, that's probably a fucking bottle popped off. Oh my god. You know when you pickle something and then you put it in bottles? I'm so scared. I'm sorry. Oh, let me go check it. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Fuck. Oh shit. Oops, hell. it the the pickled tomatoes blow up. The the bottle cup. The bottle, I don't know how it's called. The thing that you close bottle in. Cup? Is it really called cup? The bottle, the thing to close the bottle popped off with a really loud sound and it made some mess and it nearly destroyed the futon in our living room. So yeah, just 10 minutes ago on a stream, pickled tomatoes blow up and I got really scared. But now I'm back and it's okay. I clean it up. I clean it all. Rip. So true. Drinking my water. Oops, sorry. I don't have any interest in something so fluffy and squishy and cuddly, okay? Hey, be silent in the presence of Lady Maria and Angie-sama, you Krenos sisters. They were so energetic. The sudden burst of activity as soon as they appeared left me stunned. And even greater than that was my surprise that the innocent Sakutara was on good terms with the Seven Sisters. That's unexpected. To think that Sakutara would be so lowly, so loved by such a dangerous bunch of people. Now my hands smell like pickled tomatoes. Meh. They are fellow members of the same alliance. There is nothing to be scared of, you know? But if Sakutara were to do something to upset them, it looked like they could finish him off in an instant. It's alright. The witches of the alliance and the furniture are all friendly with each other. So Sakutara can play without worrying. Of course it goes for you and me too, Angie. One of the treaties of magical sorcery. Mutual non-aggression and non-interference. Member witches must respect each other's magic and creations. Even the sisters, who were normally extremely combative and dangerous, interacted with fellow alliance members as friends. So to Seven Sisters, Sakutara was a common friend. He was loved by all of the Seven Sisters, and they were even trying to seal him away from each other. This scene, as they all surrounded him and loved him, was actually a bit charming. I see. There are fellow members of Mirage Sorcery, whatever. At a glance, you think that Sakutara's easygoing atmosphere and the Seven Sisters' unsettling one would be like water and oil. They look like they'd never be compatible. And yet, they were interacting in such a friendly way, as if it was completely natural. If all the people in the world could be joined in a wonderful alliance, I wonder if the whole world could immediately become friends. Huh. Good thought, but really naive one.
All of you sisters, listen. Right now, Angie's in the middle of magic training, so I want all of you to lend her your power.
Certainly, Lady Maria. But what specifically?
I will move the magical powers manifesting you from me to Angie. I want you to stay close by her all the time in the state. All you have to do is talk with her and stuff like that.
My apologies, but with Angie-sama's magical power, I suspect it will be not easy for her to continually summon all seven of us around the clock. The older sister, Lucifer, gauged my reaction as she advised us, speaking reservedly. In short, she was saying that the burden might be too heavy for me at this point in time.
That's the kind of training it is. Angie with more talent and magical powers than you all imagine. I think it'll be a little bit rough, but I think it's worth it for Angie to take a challenge as she is now. Angie, I will now switch the magical power manifesting them over to you. Basically, you'll be in the same state as if you summoned them yourself.
So what Marionette was trying to say was something like this. To keep the Seven Sisters manifested, you're burdened continuously with a significant amount of magical power. Maybe you could say it was like a training while wearing weighted waistbands. Do you know the Seven Sisters will be... Excuse me? Doing all the Seven Sisters will be pretty tough, Warden? Isn't that asking a lot of Angie all of a sudden? Thanks, Sakutaro, but this is my training to become a witch. I want to give it my best. The seven of them certainly do seem boisterous, but even if they're doing it for the sake of my training, having them be with me will surely distract me from my loneliness, at least a little. I understood it would be an ordeal, but before anything else, I wanted to give it a shot.
Don't overdo it if it gets tough, alright? And everyone, if Angie looks like she's having a hard time, turn it down for her.
Certainly. You got that, people?
Yes, Ina-sama. Well done, Angie-sama. We, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory, will now become your furniture. Lady Maria, if you would. Yeah. Okay, Angie, can we start? Sure. I'm a little nervous. Voodoo? Oops. This might be tough all of a sudden. If you feel like you're getting a headache, lower your magic power right away. Okay, I'll move the Sword of Magic Power over to you, Angie. Saurus. Instantly, the inside of my head felt very heavy. This stuff. Until then, the inside of my head has been used only for myself. It was almost like it was now also being used for 7 other people. Their mere presence here, blinking, or even letting out a single breath, was placing an enormous weight on the inside of my head. Lady Maria, my apologies, but I fear that the burden of all of the 7 sisters at once might be too great after all. I'm alright. Maybe it's no good after all. You're using all of our energy to manifest them. It's such a burden that you can't balance it with your everyday life. There is no point. I mean, this is a little unrefined for a witch. I said doing so many all of a sudden was impossible. Everyone, disappear a little bit and make it easier for her. Yeah, it seemed it would be better to lower the number of people. Asma, erase yourself. Me again? I'm opposed to the younger sister bullying. Start from the top every once in a while. But that would mean I'd have to disappear at second. No. Don't make a ruckus, Asma and Leviton there. That kind of disturbance will put even more strain on Angie-sama. The noise you make in starting her as well, stupid Saturn. The 7 sisters started arguing over who would vanish first. All the energy of the fight became a burden, imposing an even greater headache upon Angie. Uh-oh, Angie's gonna die. Rip. In the end, they decided the order was rock, paper, scissors, and they began to disappear, one after them, 2, 3. But even at this level, Angie was still far from comfortable. In the end, I was finally able to calm my breathing once 6 of them has erased himself. With my magical power, forget the 7 sisters. Just one of them is my limit. Who? Ooh. Okay. Huh. This is not the 7 sisters. It's just me. You're not very dependable, Angie-sama. Amon, who'd won her way through the rock, paper, scissors and received permission to remain until the end, complained. Amon, you mustn't say such thing. Angie's still starting her training. Are you okay, Angie? Is your headache okay? Sakutaro stretched on his tippy toes and hit little hopes trying to pat Angie's head. Watching this, Maria scratched her head, acknowledging that the siren training had been too difficult. Maybe that was a little too austere. Austere? This much is no problem at all for me, though. The more friends you have, the more fun it is, after all. Now I'm even more aware of how incredible you are, One-chan. According to Mario One-chan, when you reach your class, you can even summon enough people at once to make up an orchestra. That's cool. And yet she calls herself a witch apprentice. That's awe-inspiring. Are you alright, Angie-sama? I'm sorry. It looked like summoning you is the most I can do. Well, I guess I'm alright with that. After all the 7 sisters, I've got the role of Angie-sama's furniture all to myself. What do you think, Angie-sama? Will I be the burden by myself? No, I can manage you alone somehow. Great! The pleasure train a lot and cultivate a lot of magical power. Fuck, Please train a lot and cultivate a lot of magical power. And someday, please let me serve you as one of the fully assembled Seven Sisters. Promise? After checking that there was at least nothing wrong with your own manifestation, Mammon immediately returned to a good mood and tried to make me promise to work even harder. Yes, I can see the greed in her, but maybe you could also call it positivity. Yeah, I promise. I have to be able to do at least that much someday. Thank you, Enji-sama. Until that day, I, Mammon the Kawaras, will serve you without fail. My headache finally abated, and I relaxed both hands, which had been clutching at my hand. Can't believe Angie manifested herself a girlfriend. Jesus Christ. Then Mammon stuck out her hand and helped me to stand back up. Uru? Oh, Maria, Angie, look at the time. You'll get told off if you don't go back to the room now. She was doing it in a toilet or something. Huh? Oh, I hadn't expected Sakutaro to talk about the time. Or is it... What is this, bathroom? What? I missed a quote. I was brought back into reality. As though the light had disappeared from him, the vast world sunk into the darkness, and I was in a teeny tiny bathroom style, sitting in a toilet. And she manifested herself a girlfriend while sitting in the toilet. Isn't it crazy? On that chance, grimoire was open in my lap. I looked at the clock. It was almost 8 p.m. Time for lights out. If I show up late for the roll call before lights out, not only do they make us annoying fuss about it, but it causes trouble for my roommates and floor mates as well. I couldn't care less about causing them trouble, but I'd rather not have to deal with the annoying interference that would come as a result. That is the end of my me time for today. I'll go to bed, wake up, tomorrow will be gone, and another long, grey-colored day will repeat again. I closed the grimoire and rose from the toilet seat. Onechin appeared again and spoke. Come on, Enji! You're forgetting your training! Take Mammon with you! I've forgotten. The moment I returned to reality, I'd stopped manifesting Mammon. One more time, I created a strong image of existence of Mammon in my mind. Literally, Tulpa. Literally, Tulpa. You're so mean, Energy-sama. Erasing me suddenly like that. At this rate, you're going to find it pretty hard to call all of the Seven Sisters, you know? I'm sorry. I got careless. It's been a super long time since I've manifested in the human world, so I'm interested in absolutely everything. I'm feeling a little bit excited. Where is this? The St. Lucia Academy dormitory. This is a stall in the communal bathroom. Each room has its own bathroom, so no one comes here. It's quiet and perfect for reading books. In the dorm, you have to hide in a toilet stall even to read books? Do they burn them or something? I have a double room, so my roommate is always here. Our relationship is strained, and it feels like I'm always being ignored. The atmosphere is bad, so it's really not a place I can relax. And it's good for her as well. As long as I'm not here, she can go all out, call her friends, and have a chatting party. It's more convenient for her too if I don't return until just before the lights out. There is also the library, but the group that uses that as a meeting place is constantly whispering about me. So I don't like to go to the library either. During lunch, it's a bushes behind the school building. During the night, it's a stall in the communal bathroom in the dorms. Those are the only headaways so I can be given peace. I opened the door to the stall and went out. I turned around, signaling with my eyes for Mammon to come with me. I'm not sure I can really understand, but I get the point that you found it pretty hard to call this place comfortable. Let's hurry and get out. I hate the air here. Really? You can't breathe this easily anywhere else. When I left the bathroom and exited into the corridor... Sorry? Because it was near lights out, all the girls who had gone to play in other rooms were dashing back to their own. When it came time for lights out, we had to change to uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes, line up in a hallway, and go through the dorm leader's roll call. Are we gonna get Angie in pajamas? If by some chance someone were to be late for this, we would be made to take collective responsibility, and all of us floor mates would have to undergo a punishment, and that went by the name of volunteer work. As long as I took care to avoid this, the girl would disregard me coldly, but they wouldn't get in my way. That alone was enough for me. Maman looked at the passing girls in the furnishing out of the dorm with interest. Without paying her any particular attention, I hurried back to my room. In the front of my room was my roommate, who had already changed into her prison clothes, chatting with some girls from the room next door. When they noticed me hurrying back, they bluntly changed the topic of their conversation. They lowered their voices, stealing glances at me. I acted like I didn't notice, went into my room, changed, and hurriedly went out into the corridor. Everyone was already lined up. Hey, this is weird. Isn't this a school for rich girls? It's like a prison. This is dumb. It is, isn't it? I think so too. Did Angie talking out loud? And you could say the thing that makes it even harsher than a prison is that you don't get out early for good behavior. I've been bitching for a bit, I noticed. Having someone to listen to your complaints feels surprisingly good. Fortunately, Mamon's form can only be seen by the summoner, me. And of course, there is no need to speak outloud for this conversation. All I have to do is speak inside my mind, so no one can listen in. Magic and the friends created by it might actually not be so bad. Literally schizophrenia. These guys, all of them look so scrawny. It's like they're not even alive. Stop it. If they happen to see you, it'd be pretty bad. Humans without a fragment of hopes or dreams are like a lump of anti-magic. They'll never be able to see me. They're inferior life forms who can't even see. Are you alright bringing around so many humans with that anti-magic toxin? I'm fine as long as you continue to manifest me, Angie-sama. Although you probably have to keep concentrating to do this, so there is a chance you'll neglect your daily life. Look, aren't you being called by that girl you share a room with? Huh? Ushirimiya-san, are you listening? It's us two on duty next week. I wanted to have a little talk. Probably about pushing a few more chores onto me. My roommate, who normally would never look me into the eye, was smiling at me unpleasantly. But I have a much easier time having the weekly duty pushed onto me and doing it alone, rather than being forced to do it with her. That's a small price to pay to have her continue to ignore me. Yet, after shameless excuses, she transitioned into pushing a completely different point, insisting on flipping the issue on its hand as if I should have come forward and done it of my own initiative. One of the special traits of the academy is that it's full of girls who don't know how to ask a favor. Whoa, that's harsh. What's her problem? She pisses me off. I'd love to just gorge her right in the forehead. Yes, I'll take you up on this sometime. Yeah, having a friend nearby all the time to complain to makes me happier than I thought it would. The Seven Sisters really were lively when they were all gathered together. I'm sure that just watching them mess around would be a lot of fun. I've decided I'll do all I can to quickly gain the magical power to summon all of the Seven Sisters at once. And then I'll keep training more and more and more and summon the thing that I really want to summon. What is it you really want to summon, Angie-sama? Mon noticed my conversation with myself inside my head and asked about it blankly. I hesitated over whether to talk about it, but then saw that it wasn't anything to hide and told her. My family, oh my god. Angie's such a sad girl, Jesus Christ. My family. Dad, Mom, Oni-chan. Oh, so you mean the souls of the dead? Calling the force resident of another world is called summoning, but calling back the soul of a dead is resurrection, and they're completely different. Resurrection is supposed to be high-level magic. I know. So much so that even Marionette-chan can't do it at all. But there is the thing I most want to call with magic. I've been warned that it's very difficult high-level magic. So great that, in the worst case, I might not necessarily reach that point even after training my whole life. Furthermore, I have no vessel. A vessel is something vital for making magic succeed, whether it be summoning or resurrection. Because I don't have one, what would already have been difficult magic instead became hopeless. That's right. I have nothing to remember Mom or Dad by. However, by an extraordinary coincidence, I do have something to help me remember Oni-chan. And that's this. That's hair accessory with the pink bats? What is that? Sorry to say, but it looked like a little cheap for you. Long ago, without telling Dad, I went with Mom to see One-chan and we went to play in an amusement park. This is a prize from a crane game here. I know it's something cheap, I realize that it doesn't match my style and I get that it's too childish. Angie's like prime bullying target, what the hell? But this hair accessory is the only thing that makes me feel as though Butler Oni-chan is by my side. Sorry. The inside of a glass case has been filled with plastic capsules packed with fun-looking things. It seemed each of those capsules had some kind of cute little object inside. Oh, it is cute! The game was to grab those with crane, but I was young and it was too hard for me. No matter how many times I tried, I didn't even get close. Mom told me that whatever was inside was probably cheap anyway, and we didn't even know what it was, so there was no point in getting all upset over it. But whether it was something cheap or not wasn't the issue. The process of grabbing happiness with my own hands felt very important and sacred to me. So I wanted that capsule with its unknown cheap little object more than anything. Oh, and she has 2 pigtails, that's cute. Then Butler Oni-chan came over after fishing with a game where you shoot soldiers with a gun, and had to go in my place. The happiness that was beyond my reach, and Oni-chan stretching out for what? Oni-chan stretching out with his longer arms, and he grasped it for me. Oni-chan really was coordinated, sorry. Apparently, he often played at the arcade with his friends. After only 1 or 2 attempts with a crane, he grasped the thing on the other side of the glass that I hadn't even been able to touch, and dumped it into the exit chute. When Oni-chan tossed me this capsule, I remember feeling like I could count on him for anything. For the next several days, I felt like the capsule was too precious to open up, Jesus. Then one day, I finally opened it. And when I did, that revealed itself from inside was a pink braid hair accessory. Since that day, this has been a symbol of Oni-chan. My young mind thought that getting that 4-person family together, with Butler Oni-chan included, was a precondition for a happy family. So I wanted Oni-chan and Dad to make up quickly. In my own way, I had made this hair accessory a charm to bring my whole family together. That's why I always used to wear it. Because I wanted to feel my reliable, funny and wonderful Oni-chan, by my side all the time and give him a place in our house. But the memories of Oni-chan are so distant. I can't do it as easily as Marionette-chan created Sakutaro from a lion stuffed animal. One day, I will learn the high-level magic to revive the souls of dead. And the only key, the only vessel that can make this successful is this. I see. I did feel an incredible magical power from the hair accessory, and that explains it. Magical power? Magical power resides in the skin of Venetians? Maybe I should say that you are imbuing it with power. Your strong desire to call your brother to you is just giving you magical power. Resurrection certainly is a high-level magic, but there can be no mistake that you are steadily and unconsciously climbing the stairs towards the magic. I'm glad. It's nice to hear someone other than myself acknowledge that. Your own effort isn't something that you can observe by yourself. In that sense, even though these words came from a dangerous demon girl who governed one of the 7 deadly sins, they make me very happy. Well, I can guarantee that you will attain the magic of resurrection before your own life is over. However, your power as a witch will be proportional to the height of the mountain you dare to climb. If you don't lose heart, I'm sure that one day you'll be able to revive even our former master, Beatrice-sama, as a great witch. I wonder if I can become a great witch and revive a Nichan. No, my family. So witch resurrection, ready, Angie? How wonderful! A witch resurrection is a very rare kind of witch. Even a witch like that is my master would make me pretty proud. Actually, I'd love for that to happen, because Furniture Wars is also proportional to the rank of its master. Please zip right by Beatrice-sama and become the great witch like the world has never seen. On behalf of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, I support you from the bottom of my heart. I thought that if magical friend were to appear for me too, I'd like a cute kid like Sakutaro. But no, I choose a cute girl, cute demon girl. Angie has some taste, but even the 5th sister of the frightening 7 sisters who governed the 7 deadly sins was enough to climb my heart this much all by herself. Marionette-chan probably knew this long ago, and that's why she recommended the world of witches to me over and over again. And I kept my stubbornly rejecting it. I should have given in and started my training as a witch sooner. A year as a child, compliance was 10 in old age, was it? At this point, I find my past self deplorable for wasting precious time doing nothing but complaining. Long after I turned off the lights and slipped into bed, Mom would continue to talk to me beside my pillow. I promise. One day for sure, I'll develop the magical powers that can summon the 7 sisters, and I'd let them have a lively and fun time. The 7 of them make a single whole. None can be left out. Family must be together. I must bring them together. My awareness began to return slowly. It was all flashback. I loved it. I hadn't been able to stand watching Androsa and Marionette-chan relationship. I had run away from Beato and Nichan's game, hadn't I? Thanks for a little recollection of events. I've got to go back. Oops. I've got to go back, support Nichan, and quickly bring him back from his world and its crazy witch games. Because as long as I'm here, I'm not permitted to call myself Angie. Suddenly, I felt someone's presence. Oh! When I turned around, there stood my ex-girlfriend, Gretel-sama. Beatrice-sama says that if you do not return soon, it will become a hindrance to the progression of a game. I beg that you return swiftly. Thanks. I'll go back now. Isn't it great? What is? We've been able to meet Butler Nichan. Sarcasm? If it sounds that way, you can take it the way you want. I'm sorry. I should accept it literally. Yes, it is. Even in this screwed up world, being able to see Oni-chan makes me happy from the bottom of my heart. And you'll win against Beatrice-sama for Oni-chan's sake? Yes. Can't have him playing around in the world like this forever. It's about time for him to return home. That's why I came to call him. Please do the best you can, although I can't support you, seeing as my current master is Beatrice-sama. I know. Until October 5th, 1986, you're Beatrice's furniture, and eventually, you become my friend. Oh, they mean this like a single timeline. Okay, that's interesting. So, Angie is basically in a past? But nobody thinks it's a past? Okay, whatever. And eventually, you'll throw that friend away. After all... Mom moaned as if she had bit her tongue, staggering as she clutched her chest. Apparently the rule applied to people other than me as well. Huh? Are you alright? That's pretty painful. I do apologize, Gretel-sama. What? Nope. Give me the text. And eventually you throw that friend away. After all... Do-do-do-do. Freaking... Huh. That's alright. Thanks. I'm happy that I was able to meet Ine-chan. That's the answer to your original question. Well, let's go back. If I grumble too much, you'll get in trouble with your current master. Yeah, thank you for understanding. Well then, Mammon? Huh? I'm sure Mammon has been about to say well done this way. But she stopped that as though the film has been turned off. It looked like she had suddenly frozen. Then I noticed. She wasn't the only thing that had frozen. Is Rika here? Even air and floating bits of dust had frozen in place, a world where it seemed like even time itself had frozen. Yes, it resembled that would usually happen just before Breakfast appeared. But the atmosphere was different. Oh, Lambda! But the atmosphere was different somehow. Then I understood. It wasn't Bercastel. It was the other witch. Hi! How you doing, Angie? Lambda Delta. The rule doesn't apply to you, I see. Huh? Rules exist to bind others. What kind of idiot would bind themselves with them? Bercastel is a witch who supports me, but this girl is different. This witch supports Beatrice. In other words, she is on the side of the enemy. But there is some kind of difference between her and Beatrice. There is something elusive about Lambda Delta's existence and Bercastel's as well. How should I put it? Maybe like they're being from a higher dimension. In any rate, I'm still unsure about how to deal with her. The only thing I'm certain about is that she's my enemy. No, just knowing that might be enough. So, do you have some business with me? Kinda. I was listening in on your conversation. It started to get a bit interesting. I thought I'd let you hear something good. You're supposed to be my enemy. I can't think of any reason for you to tell me something that would benefit me. So, the moment I start listening to you, I lose. Goodbye. See you next time. Don't get the wrong idea. My burn is burn, not you. So it's possible for there is to be a topic that benefits both you and me. Sorry, but I don't feel like listening. That said, I probably won't be released from the frozen time until Lambda Delta is happy. That itself might be a proof that she's a higher dimensional being than me. I haven't been given the option of not listening to her. About the only thing I can do is strengthen my mental guard and try not to be shaken by anything she says. She'll probably either try to make me believe something disadvantageous to me, or threaten me. Seriously, you don't need to be so defensive. I just came to fix your misunderstanding. Well, actually, no. I kept thinking I'd tell you about the lie Bercastel told you. Of course. Bercastel lied? Dum. I'll bet Bern made it sound like if you defeated Beata, your big brother would come back. Who knows? I don't have any intentions of talking about it with you. I'm barely coming home. I hadn't been promised anything that dreamlike. It was promised with considerably low prospects, where I could end up with maybe 1% and only if I was lucky. But that's not for me. Since I was promised eternity of isolation, to faint by still no dear chance was like a blindly bright beacon to me. In a way, that promise of Bern wasn't a lie. If that's what Bercastel promised, then I'm sure that if you defeat Beato, Butler and your parents will be released and come back to you. Then there's no problem, is there? Seriously? That girl, you never think she was that cruel, you know? To deceive you on purpose. How are you saying you was deceived? Shoot. I have let you take the initiative. But I won't be released until I land near to your story, so it's something I have to hear anyway. Even though I realize that I could be on the verge of falling into a trap, I urge you onwards. What year is it now? You're talking about the world of a game board? In that case, it's October 4th, 1986. That's right. So, if you win against Beata, then on October 6th, when the typhoon has passed, the people who were trapped on the island will return. On October 6th, 1986. That's it. So, what? How was your October 6th, 1986? You were at a relative's house, weren't you? I have been in the house of the only Sumadera my mother trusted, Grandpa. We got a call. While I was playing the building blocks in the tatami room, we got a call. After watching to see that I had remembered, Lamberdelta smiled unpleasantly and spoke. Well, on your October 6, 1986, did Butler and Ichan come home? Ooh, she addressed in time travel? Even though I didn't understand that I was being told, I noticed an unpleasant sweat sweeping out all over my face. I don't understand it. I don't understand. What is this witch saying? Okay, so it's like, if you defeat Beato, Butler will certainly be released. And yep, he'll probably return home, to his home in 1986. I mean, he would, right? Butler is in prison in the 2 days of the 1st and 5th of October 1986. Obviously he returned to the day he was released, right? And who are you? The person from 1998. Yorishiramiya Eiji of the 8th of 1998, in which Butler did not return. Get it? What are you talking about? If my family came back home on October 6th, that would be wonderful, wasn't it? This is like Soma. I would come back from Grandpa's house right away, and then we'd meet. And everyone would live happily ever after. No, Angie, you from other timeline. Yes, Shiramiya Angie probably would be able to reunite with your family. The 6-year-old Shiramiya Angie from 1986 would, right? Who am I? Shiramiya Angie, an 18-year-old one. No, that's not it. You aren't Shiramiya Angie. You're a witch piece with that name. Strictly speaking, a completely different person with the name Angie Beatrice. Get it? I'm starting to think I don't. Huh? Who am I? Huh? And that's why I think Bern's cruel. No, I think she's a mini. It's not like she hasn't had that experience herself. Am I somehow being tricked? But please don't blame Bern, okay? Fuck. After all, depending on how you look at it, she isn't lying. If you defeat Beata, your family will return. Return to Shiramiya Angie. But she probably didn't say that Shiramiya Angie would be you, right? Was it like that? Was it like that? What did Bercastel say to me again? Your assistance is needed. Your family needs it. Bercastel has started by saying that. Then I responded, if I save them, does it mean my family will come back? And how had Bercastel answered that again? I cannot promise that. That kid did promise me. in exchange for accepting this fight. Yes, that's what she said. In exchange, I will search for the fragment with the ideal world that you wish for. The world where your family comes home. Yeah, that's right. She only said she'd search for it. She did say she'd find it. Angie, there's some flaw with your understanding of conversation with people. But I've been prepared for that from the beginning. Even so, she did promise that as long as I didn't give up, there was a faint chance of it happening. And in the end, she said this: I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to find and bring you the happiness resolution that is possible for you to receive. I've known it was tough to bet from the very beginning. After all, I have no family in my 1998. If I could have a small chance of shaking that certain zero, that alone would make it worth it for me. I was warned before that even if I succeed my revenge, it might be wasted effort, so, Yeah, there is no lie in that part. Beata's game board is perfect. No matter what moves you make, the chance of Beata losing is so slim that I doubt you could ever dream of it happening once in your life. In other words, the chance of winning is so absolutely virtually zero that it would be regardless and infinity close to zero. So it's not really Burn's fault that she had to say it in such an evasive manner. But I can say for sure that she was tricking you when she let you get your hopes up. Cause, I mean, even if you manage to overcome the astronomical odds and win, the person your family will return to is not you. It's a 6 years old Angie that exists in 1986. The rightful legitimate Angie, not you. Even so, Bern will still probably go around billions of fragments searching for the most acceptable world for you. And didn't she tell you that she planned to bring it to you as a present, but wasn't able to find it? She did. Finally starting to realize there's no reward waiting for you in this battle. Oh no, on the contrary, if you defeat Beata, your game board will disappear. Then you, as a piece, will disappear as well. There is no goal you'll be capable of appreciating. Such a thing is utterly... No. I'll proclaim it upon my name, upon the name of a witch of certainty, the witch of absolute, Lambda Delta. I proclaim that with absolute certainty, that such a thing does not exist. No. That's a Burns lie. Or should I call it speaking in riddles? She made you misunderstand and think that there was some salvation for you. I came to clear that up. So, no matter how I fight, no matter what victory I secure, my family won't come back to me? Does it matter, Angie? Does it really matter? All your family is like entrapped in this infinite fucking torture. Like, wouldn't you just do it to make them be at ease? No? Okay. No, they won't. For certain. The witch of certainty is telling you that it's for certain. Do you know how incredible that is? There has been several ancient kings who decided historical buildings to me because they wanted me to give them certainty, and I'm generously giving it to you as a present. Isn't it so lovely, cute, and marvelous? But I do have a nice little proposal to you. Not good. I'm getting completely swept up. I knew I shouldn't have listened, and now the witch Lambda Delta is starting to suck me up. Suck me in. Oops. My opponent is Bern, not you. I said just now that it's possible for there to be a subject that beneath us both. I've been saying since the beginning that that's what I want to talk about. So, listen to me. You have no choice but to. Alright, I'll listen. I'm listening. Okay, are you happy now? When I lost control of my emotions and exploded from the inside. I don't have a clue anymore. I believe that I was Angie, but at some point I stopped being Angie. That's right, I am Angie. Not Angie. Who am I? I'm not my parents' daughter, nor my brother's little sister.
I'm just a piece in a witch's game. There is no need to be so pessimistic. I mean, think about it, okay? Right now, you're together with Butler Oni-chan. Well, it's true that you can tell him your last name. You're at least positioned as his ally in a game of fighting against witches. And you're able to be with him for all eternity. Get it? Frustratingly, I do. In other words, as long as Oni-chan keeps getting a draw in his game, it will be repeated forever. Continuing to draw means the game will continue for eternity, and it means that I, a game piece, can remain with Oni-chan. But if Oni-chan wins or else loses, and the curtain closes on the game, your piece will disappear. What is the happiness of this, please? Nothing more than being played with in a game. It doesn't come when the game shuts in a closet, gathering dust, right? In the past, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory said it as well. Furniture's happiness is being used, not being stored away. That's right. I am now the witch's furniture. Let me change the subject a bit, okay? Actually, I want this game to continue as a draw for all eternity. And an ending game is an eternal cage, an absolute lock-through which will never open for all time, and which will finally make Byrne surrender. Jesus Christ, just say her you like her. What's your problem, Lambda Delta? The thing is, the idol doesn't want to win in a way by making Butler surrender. But that's actually a problem for me. I mean, if the game ends, the locked room will apart, and so I'm going easy on Butler to a certain degree, so make sure that he doesn't surrender. Don't worry, okay? When Butler starts surrendering, I'm even supporting him and stuff. The only thing is, I get the feeling Beata is finally starting to realize that. I think she's starting to realize that her victory in this game might not come for all eternity. But they're okay. But we're okay here, cause she's an endless witch. Beata's stupid, so she seriously thinks that even so, she'll surely win eventually, and just has to repeat the game on and on endlessly until that happens. Blonde-haired girls are almost always stupid. Looking at the camera as if she's in office, okay? Then, in this game of witches, there is no such thing as victory or loss. I won't let you win, and I won't let you lose. With certainty. Byrne realized that, so she found you to be the most powerful piece for breaking that deadlock and threw you in. To bring this game to the end, you see? To bring this game to an end. When it ends, what role do the pieces have? I'll state it clearly, your existence is a contradiction. Your reasons for existing is so to blur yourself in the darkness and despair. Despair. My goal is to defeat the Beata and release my captive family. And yet, even if I succeed, I won't be rewarded. You cannot lose, and you won't be rewarded if you win. So I've brought you a third choice, and that choice will allow you our interests to align. Continue in the draw forever. Yes, as long as it continues to draw for all eternity, this world will not collapse. What is this world? It is the world of a game with a witch, a world where Beata and Butler fight together. And at the same time, it is a world where you can be with Butler forevermore. My brain turned to mush. I could feel the chaos pouring from my eyes as a hot liquid. The heat of it felt like it was going to burn my face. Think about it, Angie Beatrice. Since Percastell's goal is to end the game and end the world where you and the Butler can interact, why should you be on her side? The girl was tricking you, you know? She made it look like you might be saved if you became her piece, but I won't deceive you here. So I'll say it, Angie. Become my chess piece. Unlike Byrne, I won't offer you false rewards that you'll absolutely never receive. As long as you become my piece and help me so the game is certain never to end,
I'll grant you a certain promise upon my name that this world will certainly continue. That's not all. I'd add a bonus too. The rule that binds you. I'll clear the weight from you. What is this rule? Well, of course, that's only after you've sworn to become my piece, alright? My throat made a heavy, loud gulping sound. Oh, I shouldn't have listened. If I hadn't listened, I could have remained an innocent little sister, praying for my brother's victory. But I might be different now. I might have deranged into a way I might... might have degraded into a witch's furniture, satisfied merely to be by Onichan's side. I'm not telling you to betray your brother, alright? If it looked like Butler's gonna lose, you can save him with all you've got. On the other hand, when Butler closes in on Beata too much, I just want you to hold back a little. And that's all I'm asking, okay? Don't worry, there is no need to go so far as you actually betraying Butler. Butler can't win against Beata alone. That's why Burn threw you in, right? So long as you don't lend a hand, Butler will be unable to win against Beata for all eternity. See? See how easy it is? Good one. Good one, Amber Delta. Unfortunately, I have empathy and I don't want my parents to be caged in this world for thousands and thousands of years. Hey, that's mine! Give it back! I have one voice. No, I'm gonna eat it. Asma, pass! Levianessima, over here! They all have one voice. Would they be cooler if they would like one... If they would be like collective and conscious? If they would be like one conscious in 8 people? In 7 people, I'm sorry. Oh. Wait, what? Bronchi. Okay. I wonder where they swept it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around real loudly. Oh, by the way, I may end soon, and then I'm come back after I end it in like 3 hours or something. I need to do chores and do work. Ooh. Hold on a second. Oops. 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 Okay, sorry. I wonder where they swept it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around real loudly. Hey! And just someone is reading. Can you be a slightest bit quiet? And yet you're Zelanda, Santa, and silence yourself. You couldn't assist her. You're louder than me, Lucifer and Esama. Is there something you want to say to me? By now, I was used to fights between the eldest and the third eldest sister. It's a bit funny how they're both a little hesitant even though they're so quick to anger. They might be surprisingly similar. You orders us to be noisy, but this is surely too much. Shouldn't make them lower volume a little? You can all mess around all you want. It's 100 times more pleasant than shrill laughter in the classroom. Angie-sama, hurry up! Next page! You read really slow. You like to read, Mammon? You look like you'd be the most averse to such ordinary thing. Amongst the mains is greed. It also includes the thirst for knowledge. But she tends to want to keep that knowledge all for herself, so when someone gives her a book, she'll sometimes burn it after reading it so that no one else can. Please watch out for that. I like knowing things that no one else knows. I like being able to do things that no one else can do. So I like studying and practicing. Your mom in the school. Because I want to keep wisdom that no one else knows about all to myself. As Mom said that, your eyes sparkling. She started transfixed at the open page, reading through it again. You could see the greed that made her even more intent than me on devouring this page. As you can see, my magical power was now much stronger compared to the first day I summoned them. I was now at the point where I could summon all the 7 Sisters of Purgatory at once and still calmly read a book like this. It's pretty cool, Angie, I guess. This place, although I couldn't recall where it was a quiet and calm street-side bench. The reason that I couldn't remember the location of this place was that at the time I visited it, I was very young. Still, I remember the day I'd walked here and how much fun it was. Mom, Dad, Oni-chan, and even... Mom, Dad, and even Oni-chan had been here. It was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when all of the family had actually been together. The people walking by every once in a while weren't noticing me. They were just pleasantly ignoring me and passing by as normal. I wasn't even the slightest bit embarrassed by the 7 Sisters' shameless outfits, because it wasn't like they were actually being seen by anyone. In fact, I've gotten pretty used to it then. Just so long as it didn't make me wear one. I was sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for world history. In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there is no tolerance for dunces. Dunces? What? It seemed that I was lowering the average grade for the class considerably. According to those extremely intellectual girls, if I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with graph drawn with colorful pen on a B4 sheet of diamond paper. Just thinking of the effort must have taken to draw this was nauseating. But I already spat out all of those complaints. I've already used those girls to vent all my furious anger and sadness. The 7 Sisters were sometimes outraged, sometimes compassionate, and sometimes shared in my sorrows. I was truly happy to have friends with whom I could share those emotions. This is kind of fun that they put them here to give them more screen time. That's nice that they don't forget characters that they introduced before. It said that they were original furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrifice ritual. It was sickening a cold message bottle has to be delivered. It seemed that several among them even attacked my family. But I didn't believe that, and it would be pointless to question them about it. They are furniture, so all they do is respond to their master's requests. Even if they really had attacked my family, I couldn't hate them. The one I really hated was the Golden Witch Beatrice. Waste, you don't hate the knife, you hate the guy who stabbed you? Stupid knife. Oops. The one I really hated was the Golden Witch Beatrice, or else the one at the very center of Rikijima Gate, Aunt Eva. Inji-sama, hurry up! Next page! Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Mind if I take a break? Yeah! Inji-sama says she's having a break! Let's play! Inji-sama, let's play! When I noticed that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic younger sister gathered around me. That wasn't all. There were so much people. Even Maria Nechi and Sakutari showed themselves. They had probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves today. They didn't interrupt my studying. Uru! Henji! How's studying? Yang! Sakutara! How are you? Wait a second. Let me fluffle him too. You snooze, you lose. Aren't we always telling you? Ah, so cute, so cute. Oh, you're crushing me. Uru. Your luck ran out when you showed up when all the 7 sisters were gathered. Now accept your fate and be fluffled, fluffled. Wait. Is this time for Mocha Morning? Hold on. Oh, what? I missed new and Alouette outfit reveal. I'm fine. I'm gonna click on it, but the YouTube doesn't load the button that I need to click to put it into watch later. Come on! Come on! Okay, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Ooh. Oh, was it? What? Huh? When was Anna's new outfit reveal? Was it like 5 minutes ago or something? Isn't it supposed to be on a weekend? Oh, she has cute little braids and shit. That's a really cute outfit. Sorry. Sorry, I'm reading the mecha. I'm sorry. Come on! Do you always have to treat him like this? I apologize on behalf of my super sisters. Sakura is happy to meet all of you too. Well, Angie, how's your studying? Thanks. Well, not bad. They were nice enough to pass me a printout for the test from another class who took it easier. Their beautiful scene of solidarity is enough to bring tears to my eyes. Angie. Well, well, at least I do a little better now for putting the timeline into my head. Uru? You sure are good at studying, Angie. You'll be able to get a lot of points, Uru? I'm kinda tired. Let's go like for 15 more minutes and then I'm gonna go away for now. Good work! I was completely useless at studying, so I'm jealous of you being able to get a good score when you're studying hard. You're joking. English, Latin, knowledge is occult. Oh, it's Maria. Is she talking about Maria? Knowledge is occult. You're much more amazing for being able to learn all of this by heart. I can remember anything when studied magic, but I can't remember anything boring I have to study, so it doesn't help at all for tests. Well, I'm sure your occult knowledge would have been a bit like that, but your English and such much have translated good into your grades, right? In the first year of elementary school, on a Japanese language test, there was a question where I was given a picture of a gun and 4 squirrels, and it said to write its name in 4 squirrels. I wrote Raifuru, and it got marked wrong. Why? It fits. I was supposed to be Teppo, the Japanese word for gun. Oh, Maria, 100% right here. What the fuck why did you cut off your grade? Oh, got told that it was wrong because you don't learn katakana in the first grade. Huh? You, what a way to treat a girl genius. Why am I speaking in the voice? I don't know. Oh, hold on, time for a stretch. I didn't really get it. So from that Diana test, I wrote anything in hiragana, but got in trouble with mama for some reason. Got in trouble with teachers too. You probably picked out the wrong country to be born in, on your chan. Then I'd have liked to have been born in the country of witches and go to the school of witchcraft. And then you might have a whole world of even more wonderful magic friends. Uru? But it's not like I mind it now. After all, I can use a lot of magic, and I have a lot of magic friends too. All I need is Sakutara. You're literally dead. You're literally dead, honey. I'm not the only one. There is also Sakusuken, Sakukichi, the animal band. Shoda-kun, the seal, Sanaya-san, the rabbit, Bigyo-kun, the pig, and plenty more. Incredible. Onechan's friends just keep increasing in number. Every time I ask, the list of her friends' names grows longer, but there is no doubt that Sakutaro is your best friend. I'm a little jealous of her for having such a close friend. How are they? The seventh sister. Okay, I lied. I'm going away now. My back hurts so bad. Oh, I need to lay down. Okay. I'll be live in like 3 or 4 hours. Maybe 2. Who knows? Anyway, see ya later. Bye bye.